At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public.
Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
The following sports special is a broadcast presentation of Talk Radio WRNR Martinsburg.
Dear Lord, the battles we go through life.
Dear Lord, the battles we go through life.
We ask for a chance is fair.
We ask for a chance is fair.
Chance to equal our strife. Chance to do it there.
Chance to do it there.
We should win.
We should win.
Let it be by the code.
Let it be by the code.
Faith and honor held high.
Faith and honor held high.
We should lose.
We should lose.
Stand by the road.
Stand by the road.
Cheers when winners go by.
Cheers when winners go by.
Day by day.
Day by day.
We get better and better.
We get better and better.
So we can't beat.
We can't beat.
Who let the dogs out?
It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school football, featuring the AAA Martinsburg Bulldogs. To get you ready for today's play-by-play action, we'll bring you interviews, in-depth analysis, and important game information on the pregame show. So let's get things started by going to the stadium and join our Talk Radio WRNR broadcast team.
Welcome to Coburn Field at David M. Walker Stadium as we are back on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 once again for Martinsburg High School football. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Dylan Bishop as we welcome you into our W. Harley Miller Systems pre-game show brought to you by W. Harley Miller Systems, providing custom integration services like home and office automation, home theater, networking, audio-video distribution, and more. Call 304-350-1931 or visit WHMsystems.com. Our crew, our on-site producer is John Alderton. Our cameramen are Spencer Dupuis, Matt Miller, and Daryl Miller. Back at the studio is Nick Verzolini. Appreciate them helping us this season as we are here for Martinsburg, taking on the Stonebridge Bulldogs out of Ashburn, Virginia. Dylan, two perennial powers in their respected states.
Right, and here we are back in David M. Walker Stadium, and now Martinsburg Bulldogs, once again coached by David M. Walker. And this is going to be a really, really fun game here tonight. Stonebridge is a powerhouse in Virginia. They put out so many good players to the NFL level. They're great every year in the state of Virginia. Jonathan Allen of the Washington Commanders comes from Stonebridge, and it's going to be a tough one. For both sides, really. I think these are two fantastic teams, and it's a really great chance for Martinsburg to start things off in their home opener in what should be their toughest game of the year. And I think if they can win this game, the expectation should be that they have an undefeated regular season. And that's a lot of times that is the expectation under David Walker, considering he has a 57-game win streak here at Martinsburg High School.
That he does, dating all the way back to the start of that epic 57-game run for Martinsburg that they had before he left us in 2020 for a 3-year stint at Concord University. And Britt Sherman took over as coach, won the first game during the COVID year, but unfortunately the 57-win streak snapped against Spring Valley in the second game. But Coach Walker's back.
2015 was the last time the Martinsburg team coached by David Walker lost a game. So, I mean, Stonebridge is highly capable of ending that streak and setting that back to 2023. And so it's going to be a fantastic matchup.
This is Martinsburg 1-0 after a 35-7 victory over Clarkson North out of Canada at the Ironton, Ohio Showcase last Saturday, and for Stonebridge, the Bulldogs as well. They are 0-1 after falling at home last week to James Madison by a final score of 28-24, as that, according to Mickey Thompson, I believe their first loss at home in about 2 or 3 seasons, so something that they are not used to, and looking to get a win today so that they don't start 0-2.
And that they don't fall to 0-2 against the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Colin, right?
Yes, that is also true, as we get that now, as this is the second all-time meeting between Stonebridge and Martinsburg. The only meeting coming September 15th of 2000, and that is actually the year Stonebridge High School opened as a school 23 years ago. So they had no seniors whatsoever in their program. They went into the game 1-2 overall. Martinsburg was 3-1. They finished 8-3. And Martinsburg did what it does now, and that is win big. A final score of that one back in 2000 was 54-27, and some guys that were making their mark in that game, some guys that you might remember tuning in right now. If you remember the 2000 team, the leading rushers of Brandon Green with 7 carries, 130 yards, and 3 touchdowns. Joe Jackson had 10 carries, 103 yards, and a touchdown. Jesse Kaiser had 6 carries, 82 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Dylan, how about you give us the passing and receiving stats?
There wasn't a lot of it. There was only 6 passes thrown in that game by Martinsburg, but no incompletions. 4 for 4 went Joey Urish, 60 yards and a touchdown. 2 for 2 went Ty Page, 43 yards. And that one touchdown pass Joey Urish threw was to none other than the current linebackers coach for the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Mark Ostrowski, Coach O. And it was 2 catches for Brandon Barrett, 1 for J.J. Bullitt, Nikolai Payne, and Joe Jackson had 1 catch each. So that's what happened last. That game was actually, the final score was actually a little deceiving, 54-27. It was 40-6 at halftime for Martinsburg.
Yeah, they were able to go for 462 yards on the ground, 103 in total through the air. So it's something that Bulldogs of Martinsburg want to replicate today. Got to be careful saying Bulldogs so people know which Bulldogs I'm talking about, right? Because both Stonebridge and Martinsburg are the Bulldogs, as we are getting closer now to kickoff, scheduled at 7 p.m. Some other games, as we'll get more into our check of the area schedule later on in this pregame show, as well as hearing from both teams' head coaches and Mickey Thompson, as well as David Walker, and then some Martinsburg players in E.J. Hendricks and Xerxes Yancey. And want to make sure we have it here for coin toss, because we heard Martinsburg might have a special guest at David M. Walker Stadium in Coburn Field doing the coin toss ceremony for us.
Tyson Bajan, right?
That's what we've heard. We know he's in the area. He will be at the Shepherd football game, I believe, tomorrow, because before that he is having a breakfast that people could pay to attend. I believe tickets are $150. Not sure if tickets are still available or not. But also, speaking of tickets, later on in this broadcast, make sure to stay tuned, because we will be giving away, I believe, 4 tickets now to the WVU Duquesne game, the first home game of the football season for the West Virginia Mountaineers on September 9th at 6 p.m., so that coming later on here in this broadcast.
Yes, make sure you tune in. Stay tuned in.
So let's now get to our first break so that we can have our check of the area schedule, and then when we come back, we'll have a breakdown of the Stonebridge Bulldogs. You are tuned into West Virginia High School football here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer deaths in the United States each year. But do you know the radon levels in your home? Home is a place to live, love, and laugh. not a place to breathe air containing radon. The Berkeley and Morgan County Health Departments are distributing free confidential radon test kits, and you can get yours at the Berkeley County Health Department office in Martinsburg and the Morgan County Health Department office in Berkeley Springs. Protect your home and family. Get your free radon test kit today.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency. BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
Welcome back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. It's now time for the check of the area schedule, brought to you by Rock's Local Markets. Fast, fresh, friendly Rock's. 3 overtimes is what it took to finally decide the outcome of last night's game between the Jefferson Cougars and the Shenandoah Warriors. Jefferson ended up losing 34-28 and is now 1-1 overall. Head coach of the Cougars, Craig Hunter, had this to say about last night's game.
Last night's game, was hard-fought battle. You have the lead. You keep battling. You have the lead. You wind up losing the lead. They tie the game up. You go into triple overtime. You lose it the way we lost the game. It's just a hard pill to swallow. But like I said earlier, we looked a lot better than what we did week one. Still had some mistakes we got to clean up, some things we got to clean up. But I think overall, we'll be fine. It's still in game 2.
Spring Mills is trying to bounce back tonight after its comeback attempt came up just short in a 21-19 loss to Jefferson last week. Tonight, the Cardinals host the Albert Gallatin Colonials for the 4th meeting between the two schools. Interim head coach and offensive coordinator Marcus Law are looking forward to the home opener.
They've got a couple guys that can really move. Very similar to Jefferson type speed. I think they do some great things defensively. They'll move their defense around a little bit. And as far as us, our biggest thing is just being able to follow our keys and execute things one play at a time. Being able to play in front of our fans. Our student section are definitely ramping things up, chase how they go. Definitely excited for the community. Our guys have been really big about getting out the community, especially with our youth programs, and then just giving them something to be proud of.
The Hedgesville Eagles season opener against the Wheeling Park Patriots didn't go the way Hedgesville wanted it to, as they lost 56-0. Wheeling Park limited Hedgesville to only 32 total yards of offense and forced 4 turnovers. Tonight, the Eagles try to calm the early storm against the Kaiser Golden Tornado. Head coach of the Hedgesville Eagles, Matt Faircloth, says that the key to the game is sticking to the game plan itself.
They're your typical Kaiser team. They're really fundamental up front. They got good size, and their kids play with a lot of energy and a lot of enthusiasm. And that's your typical Kaiser team. They're going to come here and they're going to smack you in the mouth. And everything that we see on film is what you expect coming from a Kaiser football team. And they're physical on defense. They fly around. So for us, we're going to have to show up. They're coming here to knock off a AAA, and we got to show up. I mean, for us, it's got to be business as usual. And we got to come out, after last week, and we got to set the tone early in this game. Being on our home field, and not having to get on a bus and travel 4 hours and play. But for us, I mean, the AA thing, it doesn't matter, because I'm going to tell you right now, anytime in high school football, if a team comes out and hits you in the mouth from the jump, they can take advantage of the game. They can get the momentum. And Kaiser's that type of team that if you give them the momentum, it's going to be hard to get it back, because of the style of offense they play. They eat a lot of clock. They're able to move the football. So if you get behind, it's a game that you're going to struggle to get back into.
Even with all the doubters that the Musselman Applemen have, they were still able to get their 8th straight season-opening victory last Friday, 44-34, over the John Hanley Judges. Tonight, the Applemen play host to the Loudoun County Vikings. Head coach Brian Thomas says it's going to be a big challenge.
They're big. They're really big. They're arguably maybe the biggest team we play. They got a Division I kid at tackle. I think he's going to Duke. They got some skill. They're a hard-nosed, physical team, which is similar to what we are. So, it's their first game of the year. They had a bye week last week, so they're going to come in, excited to kick off their season. So, I think we're going to have another tough one on our hands again this Friday.
Lastly, the Terry Ray era at Washington started with a bang as the Patriots defeated the Page County Panthers in dominating fashion by a final score of 49-6. It was a historic night for sophomore quarterback Ryan Wendt as he threw 5 touchdown passes, tying the school record in a single game. The Washington Patriots host the Governor Thomas Johnson Patriots tomorrow at 1 p.m. With a win, Washington would start the season 2-0 for the first time since 2014. Head coach Terry Ray says that the two teams' mascots aren't the only similarities between the programs.
They're a solid football team. Their spread, they kind of look like us. They run a 4-2 on defense. Their quarterback's extremely athletic. Their defense is a little bit physical, but what we've seen on film, we better be ready to play. We need to establish the run game on offense. We ran the ball good, but not great last week. We got to clean up a few mistakes on the offensive line with communication. Throwing the ball, we hope to keep the run game going so it'll keep opening up the pass game and we get the same productivity out of our wide receivers that we did last week.
That was your check of the area schedule brought to you by Rocks Local Markets. Fast, fresh, friendly Rocks. Once again, our matchup tonight features the Stonebridge Bulldogs and the Martinsburg Bulldogs. We will continue to preview this matchup coming up next on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Nothing goes better with football than chicken. From Pee-wee to the big boys to the wing T formation. A hearty meal of 12 pieces for $12 is just what the boys need to be at their best. Oh my, fumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Omaha! Let's go!
Rock's 12 pieces of chicken, just $12.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for dollar wings and Monday Night Football. Thursdays on the patio for the cornhole tourney. Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Welcome back here for the W. Harley Miller Systems pre-game show on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, as we are 40 minutes away from kickoff between the Stonebridge Bulldogs out of Ashburn, Virginia, and your Martinsburg Bulldogs here in the Great Mountain State. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Dylan Bishop, John Alderton, Spencer Dupuis, Matt, as well as Daryl Miller, our crew on site. Back in the studio is Nick Verzolini. You'll hear him at halftime giving you some scores around the Eastern Panhandle and the state as well. Some big games going on, as you just heard, out of the Eastern Panhandle with our check of the area schedule. But let's now break down the visiting Stonebridge Bulldogs, led by Mickey Thompson in his 23rd season as the head coach of the Bulldogs of Stonebridge, as he took over from Parkview when the school, Stonebridge, opened its doors in 2000, and he's been there ever since.
Yeah, like we mentioned in the opening, this is a powerhouse in the state of Virginia. They have consistently been one of the best teams in Virginia. Last year in the playoffs, it was Highland Springs that took them out of the playoff race. And obviously a team that we saw last year here against the Bulldogs of Martinsburg. So this is going to be a really, really good test for where Martinsburg stands with another big team in the state of Virginia. It's a team that runs a sort of single wing style, a hybrid kind of thing. Not the traditional single wing, but you don't always see a lot of the traditional single wing in these schools that have the top level athletes. They kind of stretch it out a little bit, change it up a bit. The traditional single wing kind of packs everyone in. You want to get your athletes out in space and give them room to maneuver because they are so quick. So they are 0-1 after the game against James Madison last week, but it was a very close loss. Right at the end of the game, they took a lead on a go-ahead touchdown with 2 or 3 minutes left in the game, and then James Madison takes the ensuing kickoff back for a touchdown to take the lead 28-24, and that's how they end up getting the win. And this is the year after Stonebridge beat James Madison in the opener of the 2022 season, where they had to get a late touchdown, onside kick, game-winning field goal to beat James Madison 17-16. So those are tough games. The James Madison, another great team in a 6A in Virginia. So this is a big matchup, and these are going to be the toughest guys that Martinsburg is going to see all season long. We talk about how good the defensive line is for the Bulldogs with Rashad Reed, Xerxes Yancey, and the like. This is probably going to be the toughest offensive line that they have to face all season long, because they have the guys up front to compete with the likes of Reed and Yancey up front, 300-pounders at left guard and center, and guys at 280, 285 at right guard and right tackle. So they got some big boys up front, and that's usually the difference when you talk about high schools on different levels of competition. It's usually up front in the trenches. But like I just said, Martinsburg has been great up in the trenches, bringing back a lot of guys on the offensive line this year and having those guys on the defensive side. Rashad Reed, best defensive lineman in the Panhandle by far.
Yeah, it'll be fun to see how the battle of the trenches is between these two teams because, as you said, a single-wing team, they want to be able to run the ball as best as possible, that being Stonebridge, but we know the guys up front on the Martinsburg side all coming back this year, and the strength of this team is truly that defensive line. And Xerxes Yancey, Rashad Reed, E.J. Hendricks, Peyton Kaufman, Will Bass, Brady Breeden, and Sincere Warren all rotating in and out. That was definitely their strong point last year, was stuffing the run, and teams, the only way to really finally, and 3 teams were able to do so, unfortunately, last year for Martinsburg and beating them, was through the air.
Yeah, I think the way that you would expect these two teams to play each other, you would think this might be a little bit of a quicker game where teams running the ball a good bit. You expect Stonebridge to run the ball a lot. With Murphy Clement and Coy Fagan in the backfield for Martinsburg, you expect them to probably run the ball a good bit. If you look at last week's stats, it was 19 carries for Murphy Clement and 14 pass attempts, but that's in a game where you were up in front early and often, so that might not want to go off of just that ratio there. But still, with how you have a great athletic running guy behind center in Murphy Clement, that might be how things work out. So it might be limited possessions in this game for both teams. So we'll have to see who takes advantage early, and that might make a difference throughout the entire game.
Alrighty, let's step aside for another break here on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show, and on the other side of this break, we'll hear from Mickey Thompson, the head coach of the Stonebridge Bulldogs. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
We're the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives, and when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming. Nobody likes to be told, you need a lawyer. But that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover. So if you or a loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation. Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Welcome back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. It's now time for a coach's interview brought to you by Parsons Ford of Martinsburg at 1400 Shepherdstown Road and online at parsonsford.com. They became #1 by making you #1 first, Parsons. On yesterday's edition of the Sports Mix, we caught up with the visiting head coach of the Stonebridge Bulldogs, Mickey Thompson.
We're now joined on the phone as we get you set for tomorrow's matchup between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and the Stonebridge Bulldogs by a coach that I grew up watching because I'm from Leesburg, Virginia. We're joined by head coach of the Stonebridge Bulldogs, Mickey Thompson. How you doing today, Coach Thompson?
Doing well. Thanks for having me.
And you guys come down here for a matchup tomorrow night with the Martinsburg Bulldogs. It's 2 great teams from two different states facing each other. What have you seen from Martinsburg on film?
Well, they're as good as always. Athletic, well coached. Big guys can move. I mean, they have all the tools.
Hey, Coach, this is Nick Verzolini. What have you liked about your team so far this season? What do you think are some of the strengths that they bring in?
Well, I mean, I feel like we're on a good path. We laid an egg late in the game, gave up a kickoff return, and lost our opener, which was only our 3rd home loss in 20-some years. But I thought we played well. I thought we played better than we did a year ago, and we have a lot of guys just trying to find, this time of year you're trying to find the fits and where guys go and how they can best help you. And, we're in the middle of that. We're slowly figuring it out, and, I have high expectations for us down the road when we finish this season. So I feel good about us.
Coach Thompson, Colin here. Thank you for joining us. Just tell us a little bit about your team and some guys that we should be watching out for tomorrow night.
Well, we lost a lot on defense from a year ago, so and we returned a lot on offense. So we got a lot of guys rotating in on defense, trying to figure out who the guys are on defense. Miles Turpin is clearly our leader on defense. He plays safety. He's a Wake Forest commit. He's a really good football player. He sets everything. If we don't have him, there's a lot of confusion. But he's got the guy that kind of general back there. And Sean Robinson, who was playing offense for us, is playing the other corner. So that gives us some good stability in the back. And then Jonathan Newton up front, who I think is a major big-time player at linebacker. And everybody else is kind of finding their way, trying to figure it out. And then on the offensive side, we have our quarterback is somewhat returning. He played 5 games a year ago. Our running back is back, Troy Marquez. Our offensive line, almost all of them are returning. We just have a really solid bunch up front. And we have Naeem Gladding outside who transferred in. He's a really great receiver, and Jordan Kaiser, who's our other playmaker. And then we have a lot of guys rotating in at the other skill spots. But really feel good about us as far as where we fit and where guys are. It's just coming together as a team. And right now we're a little bit on the individual side, and we're trying to come together. That's why a team like Martinsburg, if you come in there as individuals and you don't come in there as a team and play together, they're going to take it to you. So that's what I love about this game. I mean, we got to be on our game, and our guys got to play well in order to win. If we don't play at a high level, then we have no chance.
Coach Thompson, what kind of offensive style do you run for the audience that might be unfamiliar with your team?
Well, we're single wing based, and that's been our bread and butter. And we've tried to modernize it a little bit, and we've also tried to incorporate spread. We would like to think we're old school, but if you stay in that old school single wing, double tight, and kids just don't enjoy playing that. But if you can do a little bit of that in a spread type of situation where you also have wide receivers, so that's what we're trying to make sure that we stay with the times and keep current. But we would like to think we're kind of old school smash mouth, but we're really not anymore. We're kind of a spinner type of thing. So our single wing is based on a spinner series, and then we're conventional spread like everybody else.
Coach, what's the history between you guys and Martinsburg, and what do you like playing this game?
Well, we've only played one time, and that was when we first opened. We didn't have any seniors. I still remember the game because it was like 28 or 35-0 at half. It was pretty bad. And, I didn't really realize at the time the history of West Virginia football. I was born and raised in West Virginia, so you think I would know. But so we went down and played them our first year with no seniors, and it was pretty rough, and it was an eye opener for them of where we had to go and what we had to do. So that's the only game we've actually played. So this would be nice going back with a truly a varsity football team.
And Coach, we talked a little bit about your offensive style. Just tell us a little bit about the defensive side of things for your team.
We're multiple. We have our nose guard, Nate Moorhead, is returning, and he kind of anchors the middle. And we kind of, I would say we're odd with a little bit of even. I look at Martinsburg. I think they're even with a little bit of odd. I mean, we're all multiple. But I think our base would be odd probably, and we like to mix it up, and we like to be super aggressive. I don't know any other way to put it, but we do like to be pretty aggressive up front.
Coach Thompson, we'll get you out of here on this one. How did this game with Martinsburg come about on your end?
Well, I think it's a matter of just honestly trying to find games. We ended up losing a couple of games. They didn't want to renew 2-year contracts, and you just can't find games. So we kind of went on to we ended up with Martinsburg, Quince Orchard, Good Counsel. I mean, we have a loaded schedule early. It's not really that necessarily by design. I mean, I like a tough early schedule, maybe not quite this tough, but it's just difficult finding games or people that want to play, and so you got to take what you can get. So I would have preferred maybe Martinsburg or Quince Orchard, not both. I'd have probably preferred somebody other than Good Counsel, but that's all we could find. So we'll play anybody anywhere, and we enjoy that competition. So I don't think it's necessarily a negative, but it's not like I went out looking for this kind of schedule.
All right, Coach. Thanks for the time, and best of luck tomorrow.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
That was our coach's interview with Mickey Thompson. We'll continue more of our W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show after this. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School football right here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states. Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all. And Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars, too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
The WV Hospitals East Foundation is excited to announce the inaugural Dr. Frank Sabato Jr. Pickleball Classic to be held on Saturday, September 23rd at the W. Randy Smith Recreation Center in Inwood. Join us for a fun round-robin style pickleball tournament with start times at 8:30 and 10:30 a.m. Awards ceremony and lunch will follow. To register as a player or sponsor, call 304-264-1223 or go to wvmedicine.org/Berkeley/giving to download the registration form.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Field at David M. Walker Stadium for more of the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10 as we are closer to kickoff between the Stonebridge Bulldogs and the Martinsburg Bulldogs. And now let's take a look at the Martinsburg Bulldogs. 1-0 on the season after a 35-7 victory over Clarkson North out of Canada last week.
Right. It was a great defensive performance, which is what we expect. Had a pick 6 from Xerxes Yancey, another pick from Ace Flores in the game, and the defensive line is as good as it has been. It's the same guys returning. Rashad Reed had 2 tackles for loss. He had 5 total in that game, so it's going to be big. Like we mentioned in the Stonebridge segment and throughout the segments of this, is the battle of the trenches is going to be big. And on the offensive side, I want to see in person this experience of Murphy Clement as the full-time quarterback. How two-dimensional is the offense going to be? Are you going to open things up? Obviously, I mentioned the ratio of the passes to runs, 14 passes and just 19 rushes alone for just Murphy Clement, before you even take into account all the other guys rushing the ball for Martinsburg. So see what does that ratio look like? What are the small little tweaks to the offense under Dave Walker? Compared to Britt Sherman, who is still the offensive coordinator, so see what things look like there. But overall, I'm just interested to see what this looks like in person and how much of a passing quarterback Murphy Clement's going to be when he's the only guy out there not splitting snaps with Ezra Bajent. And is Stonebridge going to hone in on that? Are they going to say, let's make Murphy Clement pass the ball, because we know how dangerous of a runner he is, and we'll make him prove to us that he can throw the ball over the top.
Murphy last week in that 35-7 win went 9 of 14, 1 touchdown, 1 interception, 117 yards through the air, and then he was also the leading rusher for the Bulldogs with 19 carries, 76 yards gained, 14 lost, so a total of 62 yards, 3 touchdowns on the ground, and his longest being 14 yards. So we'll see how he does, how healthy he is, and the guys around him back for the most part. Sherrod Musgrove, buzzed over, Cash Gideon, Malachi Williams, Tyon Jacobs, a new up-and-coming sophomore, as well as Jay Lardy, a senior. So really only without Jameer Hunter from last year.
Right, he was the most electrifying playmaker in the receiver corps, but, I mean, the rest of it was a great receiving corps. Sherrod Musgrove and Cash Gideon and the like. And you see who's going to step up into those roles left by Hunter and those sort of things, and the running game. Who's going to step up? Obviously, other than Coy Fagan, who we know is the starting running back. See if there's any sort of, like Zion Grantham, we did not expect to be the main guy at running back last year, and that's what it ended up being. So we'll see if anything like that happens here. Malachi Williams, Brian Dick, any guys like that stepping up. Kyrie Bunny as a wide receiver. See if any of those names really step up into roles that we didn't expect.
All right, we'll take another break here on the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. On the other side of that break, we'll have our coaches interview with Dave Walker, as well as our In the Huddle segment with E.J. Hendricks and Xerxes Yancey of the Martinsburg Bulldogs. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%. Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna call my parents. Dad, come over. The brisket's done.
The Traeger Connected Experience. Everything you need for epic flavor, and then some.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Hello? We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechtel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant, or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's gonna take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're gonna need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechtel Jewelers.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
We welcome you back inside the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. It's now time for our coaches' interviews as we go in the end zone, brought to you by Parsons Ford at 1400 Shepherdstown Road right here in Martinsburg, and online at parsonsford.com. They became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons. I'm now joined by the head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Dave Walker. Coach Walker, congrats on a win last week. Just give me your thoughts early on about that 35-7 win over Clarkson North.
Well, I was very pleased with how our guys stepped up and played. Really went in a little bit of an unknown. Didn't know a whole lot about them. So I thought our guys played hard. They were resilient, and conditioning was a factor. And we made plays at the end when we needed to.
Especially for high school football, it seems like battle of the trenches is really the key difference, and it seemed like your team from start to finish was really the ones coming out on top on both sides of the ball. Just talk about your line, even going up against their 5 Division I guys from Clarkson North.
Well, I feel like that's one of the strengths of our team, and a lot of experience returning there, and those guys worked really hard. Our hardest working group of guys that we have on our team, so they were able to carry us, and they just did a great job, and they definitely had their work cut out for them.
Then on the offensive side, Murphy Clement, a guy that had a lot to prove coming in after the injury last year, kind of had him a little bit limited, maybe not 100%, but this year he really seemed 100% and got to see his arm here and there as well.
Yeah, Murph did a great job, throwing the ball and running. We ran him a little more than what we anticipated, and plus he's playing defense, so he's worked really hard. His conditioning paid off, and I'm only expecting even more out of him as the season continues.
What was, I guess, something that maybe you were most surprised about from your team in that game?
I don't know if I was surprised. I was just I was pleased with the way that they overcome adversity, and we've preached all August about being comfortable, being uncomfortable, and things are going to not go your way. You've got to be able to respond to it in the right way, and I thought they did. There was a chance or an opportunity for us to fold there, the start of the third quarter, and they really just buckled down. So I was really proud of what they did there. So, I wasn't surprised. I was just pleased to see it. That was one of the things I really wanted to see, how they responded to adversity, and they did a great job.
Now coming into this week, you guys at home for the first time this year, taking on Stonebridge for, I believe, the first time in program history, at least from what I could tell, unless you know otherwise. But it's a perennial power in the state of Virginia as well, a team that has a legendary coach almost like yourself. Really high regards for him and Mikey Thompson. Just give me a little preview about this game against Stonebridge.
This will be the second time that we played. We played Stonebridge in the first year of their school back in 2000. It was the first year of Stonebridge High School. We did play them here. But that being said, it's a long time ago, and they've got a great team, great program, and Mickey does a great job. And it'll be, if not the toughest team on our schedule, definitely in the top, 2 or 3. And I think they've got great players. They're very well coached, and it's going to be a big challenge for us.
What have you seen early on off the film about that team?
Well, just that they're very. Very talented, very disciplined. They play really hard. They're very well coached, and they're kind of like a well-oiled machine. So I think it's 2 really good programs going at it. It should make for an exciting game. So looking forward to the challenge.
What have you been telling your team on this side of the ball? Just the keys to this game going forward against Stonebridge.
Well, I think a lot. I think the game plan really never changes. You got to go out and just try to play fundamentally sound and. Try not to make a lot of mistakes. And a game like this against a really good team, I think every possession's critical and every mistake is critical. So we've really got to play to the best of our ability.
We've mentioned it, first year back for you, coming from Concord after a 3-year stint there. It's going to be your first game back here at David M. Walker Stadium, Coburn Field. Just, I guess, kind of letting that emotionally set in. I know it'll probably be different come kickoff, but how are you feeling about that now?
I don't know. I'm excited to have a home game. Somebody asked me last week after the game, but kind of sat down on it, or if it set in, that I was back. And I think probably the first home game will be special, regardless of the outcome. But I'm just excited to be back here in front of our fans and just being back at Martinsburg, doing what we do.
All right. Anything else, Coach Walker?
That's it.
All right, thank you and good luck on Friday, as this has been Inside the End Zone, brought to you by Parsons Ford. They became number 1 by making you number 1 first. Parsons will be back for more right after this. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family. And we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from 1 location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore, D.C. Beltway, 1/2 hour from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams, which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300. That's 304-728-7300.
We welcome you back to the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. It's now time to go in the huddle, brought to you by the Mirius Group of Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. They're located at 1270 Winchester Avenue right here in Martinsburg. Call them today at 304-263-4343. Now joined by offensive and defensive lineman E.J. Hendricks. E.J., congrats on the big win last week against Clarkson North. Just give me how you felt during that game, first game of the season.
I mean, I feel like as an offense and defensive line, we dominated, which opened up a lot throughout the game. being able to, for those big guys, being able to dominate that offensive line, it really helps our linebackers so they can come free, get some free tackles, and come off some certain blitzes. And I don't believe they had too many yards passing either, so it really just showed us how we could set the tone for the season.
Alrighty, man. I mean, you guys were definitely dominant, especially up front against Clarkson North. Just, was there, I guess, maybe any intimidation factor coming from them, knowing that they had guys 5 Division I offers and that not really ever back you guys down?
I mean, not much. I mean, a lot of people, they think that when you go against these Power 5 guys, you're going to get dominated. But when you stay low, use your keys, and do what you're taught, it's not much that they can really do against that. I mean, we have great coaches here, people that can really show us how it is. They've been through the system themselves, so it's not really much that we saw that they dominated us on.
How much has it helped this year having all the linemen on both sides of the ball coming back for another year up front?
I mean, it helps tremendously having that depth. I mean, a lot of guys play both ways, so when you need a breather, you know someone's in your position, they can do it just as well and not having to drop off.
What do you feel like that your strengths are so far, and what are some things that you really tried to work on during this offseason?
I mean, I really try to work on just my quick twitch and just power off the line, but I feel like I'm a great run stopper. I mean, I haven't really done too much pass rush-wise, but I feel like as a defensive lineman, I can really dominate that run stopping. So, I mean, during the game, a lot of times they stop running to my side, even with that tackle in the backfield. But, I mean, I just really worked hard at being able to hold that line.
Let's now look ahead into this game against Stonebridge. What have you guys seen early on, and what's the game plan going to be?
I mean, going into the game, they do have a nice line. They're not as big as last week, but they really are sound offensive line-wise. So, I mean, we just got to really look at our keys. They do a lot of twists in the backfield, so being able to read our keys and just not get confused in the backfield, we really have to do a good job of that.
What are some of your goals that you have for yourself this game and then for the rest of the season?
I mean, I have a couple goals. Maybe get a sack or two, and throughout the season, hopefully get first team All-State this year, and maybe some defensive awards. But, I mean, I'm really just looking at it week by week, trying to get better every week.
What are you looking forward to most, being back at home underneath the lights in front of the rest of your classmates for this game?
I mean, really just being my senior year, first game at home, really try to hone in on that, get that feeling that this is my last first home game.
All right, EJ, appreciate the time and good luck.
Thank you.
As I'm now joined in the huddle by Xerxes Yancey of the Martinsburg Bulldogs offensive and defensive line. Xerxes, congrats on the win, and definitely the biggest play for you in that game was the pick six. Just walk us through that and how it felt for you.
So I was honestly really surprised that I got the ball, because I went back and looked through the film, and I saw myself literally as soon as I looked at the QB, the ball was just heading straight to my chest. I was like, oh, there's the ball. Let me catch it and run and get a score. So I was like, okay. Yeah, it was definitely a pivotal moment of the game, because I know some people are in doubts on the sideline, especially like they're starting to come back. They had the first score, but like, no, let's get the momentum back on our side. So I was like, no, I got to get this pick six. Let me go score.
And then not only that, I mean, just really up front, you and the rest of the line on the offensive and defensive side were absolutely dominant, tearing it up from start to finish, it seemed like, against Clarkson North. Just talk about, I guess, the camaraderie for your team, knowing that everybody's back on the line, and then the competitiveness between one another as well.
Yeah, the competitiveness has been great during the practices. I'm glad to have all the guys back and that they're healthy. We've really been able to get some good work in during these past couple of weeks and over the summer, and I think that's really what helped us show out in this game and help us be shut down this late.
What are some of the things that you've been trying to work on during the offseason, and some things that you're trying to build off of?
I was definitely trying to get my weight up from last season. Last season I was only able to be like 180, but now, knowing that I'm a D lineman, I got to get my weight up. So I was like, okay, I might shoot for 210. So I was able to achieve that goal, get some of my weight stats up, but I was able to keep my speed and all that, even get some faster in the offseason. So I'm grateful for that.
Looking at this game against Stonebridge, another pretty big game for you guys. First game at home, but also a team that has state championship quality in the state of Virginia. Looking at this game, what is the game plan for you guys?
Our game plan is the same as last week. Shut down their run, shut down their pass, just shut down their whole offense in general. Make sure that they don't get points. That's the whole name of the game. So, yeah, they're a real good team, but I think we got a really good team on our side.
What are your goals for the rest of the season?
Last season as a senior, I'm trying to get a championship. We weren't able to get it done last year, and I'm just trying to be better than what we were last year, and I want to leave my years at Martinsburg as a state champion.
All right, kind of a non-football related question, just to have a little bit of fun is going on right now behind us. I'm not sure if people can see it, is your fellow linemen all warming up, so I haven't really seen anybody try to photobomb or prank you yet, but I guess who's the prankster, the liner, or the goofball?
It's probably, I'll say either like EJ. EJ's always goofing off and stuff like that. Probably Rashad, so I don't know, maybe one of them will come up, but that's them for sure. They're the goofballs for real.
All right, any final thoughts? What are you most excited for this game?
I'm just excited to play. Football is my love, so I'm always excited to get down on the field and show out for everybody.
All right, Xerxes, thank you, and good luck this Friday, man.
Thank you.
Appreciate the time, as that was Xerxes Ante, the Martinsburg Bulldogs. We'll be back for more of the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show right after this. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Conveniently located right off 81 at 214 Mid-Atlantic Parkway, Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including happy hour 11 a.m. to 6 p.m. with $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts. Monday night is trivia night, Thursday night is wing night, and Wednesday and Sunday night is steak night.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency, BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
Hi, it's Talk Radio WRNR and TV10 Spencer Dupuis. When I got into a car accident and needed to get another vehicle, I wanted to go somewhere I could trust. So I went to the Heffley Motor Company at 993 Hedgesville Road.
As a first-time car buyer, I really didn't know what to expect. But at Heffley, they treated me like family. Every step in the process was seamless. Not only did they give me a great deal, but they also helped me secure an amazing interest rate. Now I know firsthand why Heffley has such a great reputation in this community.
I ride with Heffley Motor Company, so you should too.
Welcome back here for our final segment of the W. Harley Miller Systems pregame show. For those tuned in on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube, you see the coin toss between Martinsburg and Stonebridge as our special guest here at David M. Walker Stadium. Current Chicago Bears quarterback Tyson Bateman.
Stonebridge will receive.
Jaden Shepard Ram. Let's now get into our starting lineups brought to you by Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers. Representing accident and injury claims for over 50 years for the SkinnerWins.com.
We're back. We're good on
offense. You got Murphy Clement at quarterback, Joey Fagan at running back. Your receivers are Sherrod Musgrove, Cash Gideon, Tyon Jacobs, Malachi Williams. Up front at left tackle, E.J. Hendricks. Left guard, Brady Breeden. Center, Peyton Kaufman. Right guard, Rashad Reed. And right tackle, Ladanian Weller. As for the offensive side for Stonebridge up front, you have Tony Falco, Caden Zalaki, David Rodello, Christian Evans, and Furkan Chabu. Your quarterbacks, Brandon Pena, and in the backfield with him will be Troy Marquez and Tyler Costanzo. Let's now quickly get our keys to the game, Dylan.
Yeah, for Stonebridge, I think they need to win the battle in the trenches. I think that's the one way that they end up winning this game. And contain Murphy Clement in the run game. If you can try to at least make him one-dimensional, it takes away the biggest part of his game, his athleticism. For Martinsburg, win the time of possession battle and be that two-dimensional offense.
Keys to the game, the key to your next car, is brought to you by the Dutch Miller Automotive Group, home of friends and family pricing. Looks like Martinsburg will kick off the Stonebridge. On to kickoff's Cody Page. And it's a short end-over-end kick, fair caught behind the 30-yard line. They're going to say it was caught at the 28 as your opening kickoff, brought to you by CMA Honda of Winchester, located at 3985 Valley Pike. CMA
moving lives forward, and we'll now get today's officials as well. Your referee, Kevin Hardy, umpire, Deke Walker, line judge, Chris Triggs, linesman, Tyler Martin, back judge is Jason Smith. As your game official is brought to you by Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, Robert Field and Sons, family-owned full-service funeral home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson, proudly serving the area since 1880. 1st and 10 for Stonebridge, and it's a jet sweep to the far side of the field, and that'll be a gain of 5, make it 6 yards out across the 35 at the 36 for a second down as Jordan Kaiser in on that carry.
Yeah, this is a really interesting offense they've got going around here. Really packed in tight. So it's not the kind of hybrid that you've seen from some places, like we saw last week from John Hanley in the wing tee. Single wing.
Pena lined up, takes the snap, rolls out to his right, and he's going to be sacked for a loss as swarming in on him was the defensive line of Martinsburg. Eventually getting there and bringing him down was Xerxes Yancey. A loss of 3 on the play to bring up 3rd down.
That's the specialty of this Bulldogs defense, the Martinsburg Bulldogs. It's that defensive line, Yancey and Reed, and Yancey is just a sack machine.
3rd down and 6, ball at the 33-yard line for Stonebridge. Direct snap to the back, Troy Marquez, and he tries to go up the middle to pick up the 1st down, but will be stopped short by 3 yards. So only gains 3, makes it 4th and 3 at Stonebridge's 37.
Yeah, they'd like to do a spin around to the after taking the shotgun snap back to. At that time, it was direct snap to the running back, and they have that sort of wing wide receiver coming back around. They, like you said, on the first play of the game, they ran and actually handed it off to the running back, to the wide receiver.
4th and 3, 10:38 to go in this first quarter. Martinsburg in the same situation as last week, trying to get a 4th down stop on the opening drive. End around to Jordan Kaiser, and he's tackled a yard short of the marker. Turnover on downs. Martinsburg will get the ball at Stonebridge's 39-yard line. So there you go. Dogs of Martinsburg get the stop on 4th down.
They went back to the well. They tried to run that same play they ran on 1st down to Jordan Kaiser. At that time, Martinsburg sniffed it out. Great play.
Here comes Martinsburg's offense, outled by the senior Murphy Clement. Where number 2, you got Coy Fagan, who will be the running back, also the backup quarterback for Martinsburg, lined up to his right. Trips to the near side, one receiver to the far side of the field for Martinsburg in the all-gray uniform, Stonebridge in the all-white. Clement now sends Fagan over to his left side. 10 seconds to go on the play clock as Clement sets. Gets the snap at side. He fakes the handoff. The Fagan keeps it himself. Tries to go up the middle, but he's immediately tripped up and tackled for a gain of 2.
Yeah, I think that was Murphy's decision there, whether to hand it off to Fagan or keep it himself. Although, seen with the pulling guard, it's not always the case on a play like that. Pulling guard to the side of the running quarterback.
Luke Peter in on the tackle. Brings up 2nd down and 9 for Martinsburg with 10 minutes to go in this first quarter. Still scoreless between Stonebridge and Martinsburg. Clement gets a play call from the sideline. Taking a while to find it. 10 seconds to go on the play clock. He's still looking at his wristband. Finally gets it. Sets. 5 seconds to go on the play clock. He sends Fagan in motion. Low snap. Dropping back the pass as Clement fires in the middle of the field, and it's deflected. Almost intercepted. Miles Turpin in with the breakup as that pass intended for Sherrod Musgrove.
The low snap probably threw him off a little bit, but it would have been a tight window to throw that into to Sherrod Musgrove. But there was a little bit of room for him to maybe get it in there, but it was a great play by Turpin. That's all you can really say about that one.
9:34 to go in this first quarter. 3rd and 9, ball on the 36 of Stonebridge. Martinsburg with the ball. Clement in shotgun formation, gets the snap from Kaufman. He drops back the pass. It's a screen pass right up the middle. Flag on the play as Fagan makes the catch. It'll be way short of the 1st down marker. And it looks like it's a holding penalty on Martinsburg. Looking to the far sideline to see if Stonebridge will decline it or if they decide to back up the Bulldogs.
It's an interesting call because they got enough yardage to maybe consider going for it. They are declining the penalty.
So that'll bring up 4th down. It was a gain of 3, so make it 4th and 6. And Martinsburg's going to go for it in Stonebridge territory at the 34-yard line.
Yeah, you're not quite between the 40s, like you like to say, but you're not far out from it. A punt wouldn't get you a whole lot of yardage if it ends up a touchback.
Gideon in motion from right to left, and they get Stonebridge to jump on the freeze, so that'll be an encroachment penalty on the Stonebridge Bulldogs, a 5-yard penalty, to make it a easier 4th down now for the Bulldogs. Instead of 4th and 6, it'll be 4th and 1 at the 29-yard line.
Yeah, you just need 1 yard now. You'd hope with your guys up front and 2 guys that you can potentially give the ball to in the backfield, Clement and Fagan, that you should be able to get this. Keep the drive alive.
3 receivers for Martinsburg on the near side of the field, 1 to the far side of the field. It's Clement in shotgun formation with Fagan to his right. Takes the snap from Kaufman. Clement up the middle off a tackle, spins around, gets tripped up, but he has the first down and then some as he's eventually stopped at the 21-yard line. So a big pickup there makes it 1st and 10 Martinsburg.
And that's a great job up front by the offensive line, clearing that out on the left side for him to get through. And Clement takes it and kind of gets a few extra yards, stumbling forward, spinning as he tackled.
So 1st and 10 Martinsburg at the 21-yard line of Stonebridge. 2 receivers to each side this time with the formation for Clement. Gets the snap, screen pass to the near side, caught by Gideon. Gideon's tripped up at the line of scrimmage. And on the stop for Stonebridge was Tristan Putnam.
You can only really give him a yard there.
That might be a little generous as well, as
I
it
think,
brings up
you're
2nd
right.
down and maybe 9.5 at best. 8:26 to go, clock winding down in this opening first quarter of play between Stonebridge and Martinsburg. It's Martinsburg's home opener. Snap to Clement, fakes the handoff, scrambles out to the right, now cuts up the middle. Clement has space, tries to go for a tackle, but they eventually bring him down at the 11-yard line, and it looks like that's enough for another Martinsburg first down.
That's great vision by Clement to find that kind of cut to the back side of the play. Everyone's going and blocking to the right side, and he decides to cut it back to the left. It didn't seem like there was a whole lot of places to go, but he uses his vision and burst to get the first down.
So 1st down and 10, ball on the 11, under 8 to go in this first quarter. 2 receivers to each side of Clement, who has Fagan lined up to his left in the backfield. Snap to Clement, screen pass, Fagan gets pushed out of bounds on the near sideline for a gain of 3 or 4 yards on this one. Bring up 2nd down.
Just a little swing pass, try to get him out in space, see what he can do. Pretty good run by Fagan. Wasn't able to make a guy miss and get some extra yardage, but it's a reasonable first down game.
Ball on the 8-yard line now. So bring it 2nd down and 7 to go for the first down. You have 3 receivers on the far side for Martinsburg. 1 on the near side, lined up inside the numbers. Direct snap to Clement. He goes up the middle, lowers his shoulder. And he's going to be wrapped up by the legs at the 4-yard line now to make it 3rd down.
I can tell Martinsburg knows where their bread is buttered. It's Murphy Clement. You can just give him the ball and go up the middle. And your offensive line can open up some holes. You're going to be able to get some solid gains most of the time.
As that was a combination of Newton and Putnam in on the tackle. 3rd down for Martinsburg, and they get Stonebridge to jump off sides again. And that should make it enough for a 1st and goal now for Martinsburg.
Yeah. You got just enough there. Half the distance to the goal. First down marker was at the 2. You were at the 4.
Martinsburg's going to now swap in the big boys here.
I think it might be a little
makes
short.
it only 3rd and short. Is that not a 5-yard penalty? My apologies. It's only a half a distance to the goal. So it's 3rd down and about half a yard as they quickly go. Clement under center. Ball at the 2. Clement fakes the handoff, rolls out to his left, and he's easily into the end zone for a Martinsburg touchdown with 6:50 to go in the first. Martinsburg 6, Stonebridge nothing.
Yep, they line up in the backfield with a fullback and 2 running backs, essentially the Maryland I formation, and he fakes the handoff to Fagan and immediately sprints for the pylon off of that. It's almost like a play-action fake, except you're not throwing the ball.
On to attempt the extra point for Martinsburg will be Cody Page. On to hold, it looks like, is Fagan. Snap from Bass to Fagan. The kick is up by Page. Through the uprights and good. So Martinsburg starts with a 7-0 lead in the first with 6:50 to go. We'll step aside, take a 1-minute break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
We're the Skinner Brothers. Most folks only need a lawyer once or twice in their lives. And when they're injured or in an accident, most people don't know what to do. We get it. It can be overwhelming.
Nobody likes to be told you need a lawyer, but that's why we're here. We want to get you back to your normal life and help you recover.
So if you or a loved one has been in an accident, give us a call. Let us figure out how we can get you compensation.
Reach us at SkinnerWins.com or Google Skinner Lawyers. We'll treat you like family.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Welcome back to Coburn Field at David M. Walker Stadium. 6:50 to go in the first. Martinsburg scores first. They now lead Stonebridge 7-0 as Page on to kick off the Stonebridge. It's a short end over end kick to the near side. Fair caught at the 30-yard line. It will be caught by Stonebridge's number 9, Xavier Wimbush.
So that was an 8-play, 39-yard touchdown drive for the Bulldogs of Martinsburg. Take that 7-0 lead.
Scoring drive summaries are brought to you by Paul Espinosa for State Senate, an effective fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District. 1st and 10 for Stonebridge on its 30-yard line.
It's a fantastic start for Martinsburg. You couldn't ask for any better on these first 2 drives. Go, 4 and out, stop it on 4th down, get great field position, and go down the field, use up a bunch of clock.
It's exactly how last week's win over Clarkson North started, as the snap. Spin around, taking the snap as Marquez. He goes up the middle. He'll be wrapped up by a swarm of Martinsburg Bulldogs for a gain of 1 to bring up 2nd down.
About 1.5 or 2. He's lucky he really got anything out of that, because Marquez immediately ran into one of his offensive linemen who was pulling from left to right.
Looks like they say he gained 2 yards. Ball spotted at the 33 of Stonebridge, so make it a 2nd down and 8 for Stonebridge. You have Pena, Marquez in the backfield. Pena takes the snap, drops back to pass, looking downfield, chucks it deep to the far sideline, and it's deflected at the last second by Buzz Dover, as R. Gladding was the intended receiver.
Dover was beat at first. They would have taken a really good throw to make it there. It hit him in stride, but it was a little underthrown. He had to slow up a little bit, and it allowed Dover to come in and be close enough to make that play. Great job by Buzz Dover.
Now makes it 3rd down and 8 for Stonebridge at its 33-yard line. One receiver to the far side, and it looks like Stonebridge is going to have to use a timeout here to get things settled. So let's step aside and take a 30-second break, back at the studio. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family, and we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from 1 location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
We welcome you back to Coburn Field at David M. Walker Stadium. First quarter, 6:01 remaining. 7-0 Martinsburg leads Stonebridge. Your first quarter presented on TV 10 by the Dutch Miller Automotive Group, home of friends and family pricing, as well as Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, Robert Fields & Sons, family-owned full-service funeral home in Martinsburg, Inwood, and Charlestown, Ranson, proudly serving our area since 1880. Third down and 8 for Stonebridge. Snap to Pena. He hands it off behind him to Jordan Kaiser. Kaiser has space on the far sideline, and he's able to get across the yard to gain for a first down as he's pushed out of bounds by Williams and Clement. That a gain of 10 to make it a first down for Stonebridge.
Yeah, that's really been the one play that Stonebridge has been able to get something going against Martinsburg so far, has been that jet sweep to Kaiser around the outside.
First and 10, ball at the 44-yard line of Stonebridge. High snap to Marquez. He does another spin move when he takes the snap to try to fool the Martinsburg defense, then charges forward, goes up the middle through the line, and will be stopped just shy of the 50-yard line at the 49-yard line, make it 2nd and 5.
This is a true hybrid wing tee sort of deal. This is a good variation of the wing tee. I really like what they do. They still give you that sort of traditional wing tee style of you don't know which guy is going to end up with the ball on any given play.
Pena and Marquez set another snap to Marquez, and coming off the block and tackling for a loss in the backfield is Xerxes Yancey, as he's able to get off his blocker, grab Marquez from behind, and just bring him down. No yards gained on the play. Might have lost one, actually.
I think
Make
so.
it 3rd down and 6. Ball at the 48. Wing T formation. Snap to Pena. He hands it off to Kaiser. Kaiser jukes past one tackle. Gets hit. Goes down shy of the first down marker, but does get across the 50. Martinsburg's 49 is where he'll be stopped for a 4th down now and 3.
This is a very interesting call on whether to go for here. Right at midfield, 3 yards to get. You've had trouble getting 3 yards.
Yeah, they're already 0 for 1 on 4th down conversions to Stonebridge. They're going for it here. Snap to Marquez, and he's going nowhere. The defensive line of Martinsburg collapses on him, has no space to go, and at 4:05 in the first, it's another Martinsburg stop on 4th down to turn over the ball to the offense of the black and orange.
I wonder if Stonebridge really knew what they were getting into with this Martinsburg defensive line, because I think that they're used to being able to move guys around with ease, or at least on this level of competition in West Virginia. Maybe they thought it was going to be the case, but Martinsburg's built different. It's been a really, so far, like I said, Stonebridge needed to win the battle in the trenches. They're not.
4:05 to go in the first. It's 7-0. Martinsburg leads Stonebridge as Martinsburg now with the ball. 3 receivers to the near side of the field, 1 to the far. Clement takes the snap, drops back, looking to pass, steps up in the pocket, fires it up the middle, overpass over the head of Gideon, and incomplete as Gideon was there nearby too, and behind him was Brady Hager, but the pass misses the mark to bring up 2nd and 10.
The 2 passes down the field so far that Murphy Clement has made have been really tough. There hasn't been a whole lot open, and they've been, I don't want to say, they're not bad throws. They're not bad decisions, but they are very tight windows that you have to be very accurate to fit them into, and so far that just hasn't been the case. It's only 2 passes, so we'll see where it goes from here.
2nd down at the 49 of Martinsburg. Snap back from Kaufman to Clement. He looks to pass again. It's a wide receiver screen to the near side, caught by Buzz Dover, but immediately there to make the tackle as soon as it was caught was Turpin of Stonebridge. A loss on the play of 1, make it 3rd and 11.
The corners for Stonebridge were just able to fire into the backfield, read it quick enough to where they were able to make the play.
3.5 remaining in this first quarter. Clock winding down. 7-0 Martinsburg on top of Stonebridge. You have Dover, Musgrove, Gideon on the far side as your receivers. Hager, the lone receiver, on the near side for Clement. Wes Fagan lined up to his left in shotgun formation. He sends Gideon in motion, fakes the handoff, drops back to pass. As Fagan wide open, and he's drilled as soon as he had the ball in his hands. And that is Miles Turpin laying the boom to break up that pass.
He looked like he was going to be open when he threw the wheel route to the left side to Fagan. But you just had a crushing hit coming in. Perfect timing for it to knock the ball loose. Legal play. That's just really good defense.
That's an early nominee for sure for our Cody's Auto Body collision of the game right there by Miles Turpin.
Turpin's been everywhere. He's really good back there in the secondary.
4th and 11 on Martinsburg's 48. They line up the punt. Tyon Jacobs back the punt. Back to return is Jordan Kaiser for Stonebridge. Snap from Bass to Jacobs. Jacobs low punts. It's going to hop at the 20, take a roll, eventually at the 10-yard line. Recovered by Kaiser. He comes to the near sideline, sheds off 2 tackles, and then steps out just shy at the 20 at Martinsburg's 19 with 2:55 to go in the first. It's still 7-0 Martinsburg on top of Stonebridge.
It's a disappointing drive there from Martinsburg, but now you've seen the prowess of the Stonebridge defense. Like we said, Mickey Thompson in this group is a program that has produced guys like Jonathan Allen to the NFL from this school. That they have some guys back there that can play.
Will be 1st and 10 for Stonebridge. As it's Pena and Marquez in the backfield. Snap to Marquez. He hands it off to Pena. Pena drops back to pass. The pass to the far side on an out route. It's caught by Kaiser. Kaiser goes off a tackle from Williams, goes up the field on the far side, and eventually is brought out of bounds by Clements and Dover. At one, a gain of 14 or 15 yards, though, to make it a 1st down and 10 again on the big play by Stonebridge. Longest one of the evening so far for them.
That was a creative play. They did the handoff to they took the snap to Marquez and he spun around, but then handed it to the quarterback to streaking across the middle Kaiser, who has been very dangerous so far. That guy's got a lot of speed.
Make it a gain of 18, 1st and 10, ball on the 37, 2:40 to go in the first. Pena hands it off to Kaiser on that jet sweep again to the far side, and a flag thrown towards the line of scrimmage as Kaiser goes out just past the 40 at the 41. Now it looks like that's going to back up Stonebridge's offenses. Looking down at our officials, it's a holding against Stonebridge.
It's been relatively clean so far on this side of the ball, at least for Stonebridge. They've had 2 penalties so far on defense, both offsides. But the offense had been clean up to this point.
So that backs up Stonebridge, as that's their 3rd penalty. So far for Martinsburg, as of right now, no penalties, which is a complete 180 from last week, as they had 14 penalties last week called against Martinsburg, and that was for 140 yards, so an average of 10 yards per penalty. 1st and long, ball back at the 32 now. Snap to Pena, who immediately hands it off to his tailback, and Marquez on the inside zone will try to go forward, only picks up a yard to make it now 2nd down and 13 at the 34-yard line of Stonebridge.
Yeah, it's just been tough for Marquez to get much going, running up the middle, right into the teeth of the Martinsburg defense.
Yeah, you've only seen Stonebridge really try to go deep one time, as that was for R. Gladding, and the ball was just underthrown to him. But now it's 2nd down, 13 at the 34. Pena, shotgun formation with Marquez to his right, 2 receivers near side, 1 to the far. He takes a snap, rolls out to his right, hits as he's thrown, and that will make the pass fall just in front of the outstretched arms of Will Cross.
And it was who else but Rashad Reed blowing through the offensive line almost immediately and just getting right in the face of Pena and tried to drag him down before he could get the pass off, but he couldn't quite do that. But it did disrupt the play enough to where he couldn't reach his intended receiver.
Clock stops on that incompletion at 1:58 to go in this first quarter. It's Martinsburg 7, Stonebridge nothing. 3rd down and 13 on Stonebridge's 34. It's Marquez and Pena in the backfield. He sends Kaiser in motion, fakes the handoff, and it's a speed option to Kaiser. Kaiser comes to the near side after the pitch being caught. Great job by Turpin there to pitch that one, but still nowhere close to the first down, only a gain of 6 to make it now 4th down and 8 at the 40.
Normally that'd be a great play, but when it's 4th and long, very long, and you only get 6 yards out of it, that's not great. I mean, it was great pursuit by the Bulldogs there to make sure that Kaiser was contained. It almost looked like he was going to be able to break it and get that first down.
Again, it looks like Stonebridge is going to go for it as it's Miles Turpin all alone in the backfield.
I think this is a pooch punt.
Turpin pooch punts it and sends it deep. Ball bounces at the 25 and will be stopped at the 23-yard line of Martinsburg with 1:04 remaining in the first. Martinsburg's offense will jog back out onto the field for another time tonight. They lead 7-0 right now over Stonebridge.
Yeah, the Martinsburg defense has been about as good as you could ask for in this first quarter. Here and there, Kaiser has been able to break, contain, get some big plays for them. But outside of that, that's something that you expect is going to happen here and there. You're not going to be able to contain that entirely unless you're just a world beater defense.
1st and 10 at the 23 of Martinsburg for Martinsburg. 2 receivers to each side. Snap to Clement, handoff to Fegan. Fegan stiff arms, gets off one tackle, able to shed off another, still churning, spins off one more. Out across the 35 at the 36 is where he'll go down. It's a big gain for them. 1st down, Martinsburg. It's a gain of 12, maybe 13 on that play.
That's the danger of, in a sense, the danger of Murphy Clement can turn into when you start focusing on him too much as a linebacker, which it looked like all of the linebackers for Stonebridge did. When he hands the ball off to a guy like Coy Fagan, you let him get some open grass into the second level, get a head of steam going, you get a run like that.
Looks like Martinsburg has to take one more play here in this first quarter with 30 seconds to go. The snap to Clement, hands off to Fegan. Fegan stopped in the backfield this time as in to make the stop is Christian Evans with some great help there by a few linebackers blowing up the offensive line of Martinsburg.
I think they'll give him the line of scrimmage and say it was no gain.
2nd and 10, ball stays at the 36 of Martinsburg, and it looks like this will be the end of the first quarter between Martinsburg and Stonebridge as Martinsburg on top, 7-0 as we hit triple zeros on the clock. Let's step aside, take a 1-minute break, then be back for the second quarter. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
W. Harley Miller Systems understands the need and desire for reliable and affordable smart home solutions. Secure your home with a security system and keep a close eye on your family. Automate your home with a Control4 system and have smart technology work as one. Set daily schedules to control your thermostats. Push a button and set the mood for dinner by dimming lights and playing music, or just sit back and enjoy a movie in your own home theater. Put decades of experience to work for you. Visit us at WHMsystems.com or call 304-350-1931.
We are back as that first quarter for us here on TV 10 was presented by the Dutch Miller Automotive Group, home of friends and family pricing, as well as the Brown Funeral Homes and Cremations, Robert Field & Sons, family-owned full-service funeral home in Martinsburg, Inwood, Charlestown, Ranson, proudly serving the area since 1880. As we get started here for the second quarter of action between Martinsburg and Stonebridge as Martinsburg leads 7-0. 2nd and 10 on Martinsburg's 36. 2 receivers to each side of Clement. Fegan lined up to his left in shotgun formation. Snap to Clement, he pump fakes, looks deep, wide open, Smutchgrove on the far side. It's caught and he's off to the races at the 20. at the 10. Turpin can't catch him. Touchdown, Martinsburg. A 64-yard pass to Sarad Musgrove makes it 13-0 Martinsburg over Stonebridge with 11:43 to go in the second quarter. And hold everything as I look back from the end zone over to the left side of the field at the line of scrimmage. There is some dirty laundry on the field in gold color.
That's disappointing. Everyone's walking back. Musgrove was wide open. They ran a fake screen where you have one receiver coming down like you running a screen pass. Musgrove fakes the block, then goes up running the wheel route straight up the field. And there was no one there covering him. But it's all for naught.
So that's a holding penalty on Martinsburg to back him up 10 yards to make it now 2nd down and 20 at the 26. So that negates the 64-yard touchdown pass. Keep it now back to 7-0 Martinsburg over Stonebridge in the second quarter. You have 3 receivers to the far side. I believe it's Jacobs, Musgrove, Gideon. On the near side's Hager. It's Clement in at quarterback. To his left is Fagan. 5 seconds to go on the play clock. They're still trying to get set. Snap just before they hit zeros. It's a read option for Clement. Clement bounces off one tackle and then gets tackled by a linebacker at the 30-yard line. Bring up now 3rd down. A gain of 4 to make it 3rd and 16.
The holding penalties just really kill you, especially for teams like this that really want to be running the ball whenever they can be, or at least set it up to make you. They're running to set up the pass. Both these teams are.
Nate Moorhead in on the tackle. It's a 3rd and long for Martinsburg. Quarter number 2 with 10:40 to go. 2 receivers to each side of Clement. Fagan alongside him in the sidecar on the right side. Snap back from Kaufman to Clement. He drops back to pass, steps up in the pocket, and he's sacked from behind. It's coming off the block of E.J. Hendrickson to make the stop for Stonebridge. Will be, looks like, I believe, Amari Kamara. A big loss to make it 4th and even longer.
And Murphy just never saw it. It was on the blind side. He got past Hendricks, and he was totally just right behind Clement, so he never was able to see it. Couldn't step up in the pocket and give himself more time or rush to avoid it.
So Jacobs back to punt. Kaiser for Stonebridge back to return. He's lined up at the 44 of Stonebridge. That punt low. Spiraling right at Kaiser. He catches it at the 40-yard line. Jukes past one tackle and then a shoestring tackle to stop him from going to that far sideline by Martinsburg's Tate Cofield. But they're able to get Martinsburg territory. That'll be a 1st and 10 for Stonebridge at Martinsburg's 45-yard line with 9:38 to go in the second quarter. It's Martinsburg 7, Stonebridge nothing.
I think the punt defense for Martinsburg is going to be really interesting if Tyon Jacobs is going to keep punting those sort of line drive kicks at Kaiser. Kaiser is insanely good in the open field. They'll have to watch out for that and tackled really well.
Marquez and Pena in the backfield, 2 receivers to each side of Pena. He sends one in motion from right to left, fakes the handoff to the receiver in motion, instead hands it to Marquez. Marquez goes up the middle, churning through some diving Martinsburg Bulldogs. Out across the 40 he goes, and will be stopped at the 39 to bring up a 2nd down and 4.
Seems like a rare missed tackle right at the line of scrimmage there, and we'll let Marquez get his best rush of the day of 6 yards.
Again, Pena, shotgun with Marquez to his left. Pena takes the snap, drops back to pass, looking deep, chucks it down the field for R. Gallard. And in and out of the hands, incomplete, of R. Gladding. Great break up again by Buzz Dover, who again, to me at least, looked beat there for a split second, Dylan.
I was going to say it's pretty much exactly what happened the last time they went deep to R. Gladding. And yeah, Dover was beat a little bit. Gladding very fast, but ball hung in the air just enough where Dover he's doing a good job of looking at when the wide receiver, reading his eyes and hands of when he's about to make the catch, and then putting his hand out to block it.
So 3rd down and 3. Fumble, falling on top of it on the snap as Stonebridge couldn't figure out where the ball was supposed to go. It's Martinsburg's Xerxes Yancey.
It's the read option exchange. Quarterback deciding to pull the ball out. Pena pulling it out of the chest of Marquez. And I think Marquez thought that he was going to keep the ball. That's the problem with the read option. Sometimes that happens, where the running back thinks he's going to keep the ball, closes his hands down on it. Quarterback tries to pull it out, and there's some friction there, and it just makes the ball drop out.
So it's now Martinsburg ball with 8:40 to go in the second quarter. They lead 7-0 over Stonebridge. 3 receivers on the near side, 1 on the far for Clement and Martinsburg's offense. Snap, faking the handoff is Clement to Fegan, who now follows blockers to the right side of the field. Somebody loses a helmet as Clement goes down at the line of scrimmage to bring up 2nd down. And it looks like that is a Stonebridge player that lost the helmet. In to make the tackle was Tyson Miller, but he now has to go to the sideline for a play because of the loss of the helmet.
But here's a chance for Martinsburg to try to finally, open up this lead a little bit. It's been a couple drives since the offense has gotten things going, since that first drive where they drove down 39 yards.
Yeah, other than the 64-yard pass that was called back for a holding, it's been pretty quiet so far since that opening drive. 2nd down and 10, ball on Martinsburg's 43. Clement taking his time, trying to send a man in motion from the far side, but some confusion now, and that's going to force Martinsburg to call a timeout as Clement and Gideon were not on the same page there. So we'll take a 30-second break here in this second quarter. 8:01 to go. It's Martinsburg 7, Stonebridge nothing. Again, a 30-second break. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
And we are back here for the second quarter as we're presented on TV 10 by Hagerstown Ford, revolutionizing the car buying experience. Go to HagerstownFord.com, as well as Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, representing accident and injury claims for over 50 years. Go to SkinnerWins.com. Martinsburg with the ball against Stonebridge. 8:01 to go in this second quarter. They lead 7-0. It's Clement in at quarterback still. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. It's Fegan in at running back to his right. Clement takes the snap. Pitches it to Fegan. Fegan up the far or near sideline, out across Stonebridge territory, pushed out, past the 35, make it the 34 of Stonebridge. Beautiful speed option that time by Martinsburg.
Perfectly executed. Stonebridge has kind of a weak side to that defense over there, running a 3-3-5 with that sort of edge rusher acting. You could call it a 4-2-5 if you wanted to. One guy just doesn't have his hand in the dirt. And there's no one else over there other than the corner who was never looking in the backfield. He had his eyes on the wide receiver.
So 1st and 10 on Stonebridge, 33-yard line for Martinsburg. Snap to Clement, fakes the handoff, and he's going to keep it, but a bad idea as immediately Luke Peter falls on top of Clement for the sack. Loss of 5 on the play to make it 2nd and 15.
Yeah, it was just a blown assignment there on the offensive line.
Yeah, Peter came from the near side untouched to make that stop. So 2nd down and 16. They say he lost 6 on that play.
It's the first time I've noticed Kyrie Bunny out on the field, lone wide receiver on the right side.
You got 3 to the far side. 10 seconds left on the play clock for Murphy, Clement, and the Martinsburg offense. Snap back to Clement. Drops back, hit as he throws, but it's caught on the near side by Fegan. Jukes past one tackle, out across another, and will be stopped just shy at the 20. And a late flag thrown from the backside judge. I think that's going to be an illegal block in the back against Martinsburg.
Great play by Fegan. That was not an easy tackle to juke past. That was fantastic, just breaking ankles in the open field.
And it's going to get called back for that illegal block in the back against Martinsburg.
It is a first down, though. Probably 10 yards from the spot of the foul. Or no, it did flash up a first down signal. But now he's flashing up a second. Yeah. So it ends up being 2nd and 8 now?
2nd and 8. They're 2nd and 7. Hard to tell on the far side, but they spotted at the 31-yard line of Stonebridge. 2nd and 7, 6:49 remains in the second quarter. 7-0 Martinsburg leads Stonebridge. 3 receivers to the far side of the field, 1 on the near side. Snap to Clements, he hands it off to Fegan. Fegan up the middle, and into the open space he goes, into the end zone. Touchdown, Martinsburg. A 31-yard touchdown to Coy Fegan with 6:32 to go. Makes it 13-0 Martinsburg on top of Stonebridge.
Yeah, there was really just no one on that side of the field. They all kind of gravitated towards their right side, the left side for Martinsburg. And once Fegan broke through the offensive line, it was just green grass. Great speed, great burst to get there to the end zone. Really impressed by Fegan so far.
Page on to attempt the extra point. It's the snap. Taking its time is Will Bass, looking over to the near sideline, making sure that they have the right call. Snap to Fegan. Kick is up by Page. And they say it is no good. So with 6:32 to go in the second quarter, the score remains 13-0 Martinsburg on top of Stonebridge. We'll step aside for a 1-minute commercial break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The WV Hospitals East Foundation is excited to announce the inaugural Dr. Frank Sabato Jr. Pickleball Classic to be held on Saturday, September 23rd at the W. Randy Smith Recreation Center in Inwood. Join us for a fun round-robin style pickleball tournament with start times at 8:30 and 10:30 a.m. Awards ceremony and lunch will follow. To register as a player or sponsor, call 304-264-1223 or go to wvmedicine.org/Berkeley/giving to download the registration form.
This is Senator Patricia Rucker. My record shows that I have led the fight for legislation to provide opportunity for West Virginians, strengthen families, protect our children, and improve education. But there is more work yet to do. West Virginia is on the rise, but we're still playing catch-up. That's why I'm asking for your vote, so that I can go back to Charleston and continue the progress we have made.
Paid for by Rucker for West Virginia, Mike Holtz, Treasurer, ruckerforwv.com.
We welcome you back. 13-0 now. Martinsburg leans over Stonebridge with 6:32 to go in the second quarter. Page on to kick off for Martinsburg. It's a short kick to the far side, end over end in that one. Going to bounce right on the out-of-bounds line and eventually roll out of bounds. Flag will be thrown for the illegal procedure against Martinsburg.
There's a 5-play, 51-yard drive, ending with the 31-yard touchdown run by Coy Fegan for Martinsburg, make it 14-0.
As that scoring drive brought to you by Paul Espinosa for State Senate, an effective, fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District. 13-0, even though the scoreboard currently reads 14-0.
Oh, excuse me, yeah.
Extra point was missed, so it's 1st and 10. Ball at the 40-yard line, it looks like, for Stonebridge. Actually mark it back at the 37 for Stonebridge. Pena hands it off to R. Gladding on the jet sweep to the near side.
Come
flag as it'll be called back, but R. Gladding on the near side going to be tackled at the 5-yard line. A big gain, but all for naught for Stonebridge.
Yeah, it's pretty obviously there's some holding there. Maybe by Kaiser, I think. Yeah, number 11. They're throwing up. So Kaiser, it was a long time for a wide receiver to try to block there as that jet sweep developed. And you would have said otherwise that it was good blocking because our Gladding had a lot of time to, watch the hole open up and burst through it. But Kaiser couldn't do it without grabbing some of the jersey.
So that makes it a first down and long. Is the ball at the 31-yard line. So they only lost 5, it looks like, maybe 6 because of that hold. So wasn't at the line of scrimmage. 6:15 remains in the second quarter. It's 13-0 Martinsburg. Pena drops back to pass. Looks to the far side, an out route caught by Kaiser, but immediately in to make the stop is Murphy Clement, who was right there waiting for that catch. Only a few yards gained on that. Maybe not even any. It looks like they're going to say he gained 1, maybe 2.
I think they'll give him 2, but it was a great play by Murph. Just pretty much right on target there. Kept it up with Kaiser. Murphy might be one of the few guys that can keep up with Kaiser. Kaiser's been really impressive with how athletic he is in the open field.
That's second down and 15 as whistles blow, and it's a timeout. It's going to be called by Stonebridge. They have 1 remaining. 5:32 remains in the second quarter. It's Martinsburg 13, Stonebridge nothing. Let's step aside, take a 1-minute break. 1-minute break. This is West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
This is Eric at Hagerstown Ford. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hagerstown Ford, it is that convenient. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hagerstown Ford will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time at a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Chambersburg, Pennsylvania to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want and get your new ride delivered to you at no risk. See dealer for details.
We are back. 5 minutes, 32 seconds to go in this second quarter. Second down and 15 on Stonebridge's 33-yard line for them. It's another jet sweep to A.R. Gladding as R. Gladding will be stopped on that jet sweep after a beautiful move off the block as Peyton Kaufman in to make the tackle. Little swing move there to shed off the block of, I believe that was up against, Tony Falco.
Yeah, it's a fantastic play. They saw it coming that time. They tried to go back to the well. Second time Stonebridge has done that with early on in this half. Run something, kind of 2 out of 3 plays back-to-back almost.
It gains 2 yards on that one. Make it third down, 13. Ball on the 32. Pena with Marquez in the backfield. He sends R. Gladding in motion to the right side. Pena gets the snap, rolls out to his right, looking downfield for a pass. And he's just going to throw that one away to the far sideline as nobody was open. So Martinsburg can bring up fourth down now for Stonebridge.
And now we're set up here with 4:33 left in the half. That's enough time for Martinsburg to get the ball back and kind of still methodically go down the field. I want to say it's an adjustment because I didn't notice it early on in the game. I think Murphy Clement has been brought into the game to be the man-to-man defender with Kaiser, because I didn't notice that earlier in the game with him out here, especially since Murph is listed as the second free safety on the depth chart. I think that's an adjustment.
4:33 to go in this second quarter. Punt unit out for Stonebridge. Punt up into the air, end over end, and a flag thrown as it looks like somebody hit the punter. The ball lands at the 26. Rolls to the 25 where it will be picked up, but that penalty should keep the ball with Stonebridge, I think, because it's a 15-yard and it's 4th and 13.
Yeah, it's a really big break, if that's what it ends up being.
Unless it's only the 5-yard kind. It looks like it was only the 5-yard kind, so they're just going to decline the penalty with Stonebridge. So that will give Martinsburg the ball at the 25-yard line with 4:23 to go in this second quarter. It's 13-0. Martinsburg leads Stonebridge.
He lucked out that wasn't a 15-yard penalty. That would have been a huge break for Stonebridge. Try to, at the very least, run some more clock, make it harder for Martinsburg to score before the half, give them less time. Cheered to 34, over 4 minutes. There's not a huge rush here, I'd say. Depends on how the early part of this possession goes, though. If you don't get the midfield in 5 or 6 plays, then maybe that changes.
First down and 10. 4:10 to go in this second quarter. It's Clement in shotgun formation for Martinsburg. 2 receivers to each side. Fegan in the backfield with him, lined up to his right. Gets the snap, dropping back the pass is Clement. Passes it to the far side, and it's caught on that far sideline by Gideon, but a flag is thrown at the line of scrimmage, as that was a gain of 6 or 7 yards. And I think this flag's going to draw that play back with 4:01 to go in this second quarter.
Seems like a hold. Or no, it's ineligible man downfield. That's a quick play for someone to get downfield on.
That is, I agree, Dylan.
I don't know if maybe offensive linemen thought they were supposed to run block there. Maybe they just stood right up at the line of scrimmage and pushed forward instead of kind of dropping back into a kick slide. I don't know.
So that makes it 1st and 15 at the 20-yard line. Under 4 minutes remain in the second quarter. Again, 2 receivers to each side of Clement. Gets the snap, fakes the handoff. It's play-action pass. He looks in the middle of the field for Musgrove. It's caught. He jukes past one tackle, and he's off to the races on the near side. Goes Musgrove. Tries to cut to the middle of the field. Now is fighting along with 3 players. He's eventually stopped by Turpin out across Stonebridge territory. Out of bounds with 3:38 to go in this second quarter. Big play for Martinsburg, as they say he was out of bounds at the 34-yard line of Stonebridge.
What a throw by Clement. That's the tight windows I was talking about earlier that he wasn't quite hitting. Gets it that time. Great catch by Musgrove, and then making guys miss in the open field.
3:25 to go in this second quarter. 1st and 10 for Martinsburg as they're going hurry up. 3 receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side for Murphy. Clement gets the snap. He's going to keep it himself, and they read that one. Luke Peter again on the near side goes in untouched to stop Clement for a 4-yard loss. Put him at the 41-yard line. So make that 5 yards as it's 2nd and 15 with 3 minutes to go in the second quarter.
A good half regardless of how this possession goes. 13-0. Your offense was kind of slowed down there for a little bit. Now you're starting to get things going here and there, although the run game still, Stonebridge is able to break behind your offensive line at times.
Clock's now at 2:40. Clement wiping off his hands on the Fegan is running back. You have trips to the far side, 1 receiver to the near side. Fegan on his left side of Clement. Clement gets the snap. He's going to go to that left side, try to follow his blockers, has to go backwards, and he's going to be stopped for another loss. With 2:20 to go now, it's 3rd down and 19. A loss of 3 on that play as the Stonebridge defense just setting the edge against Martinsburg right now.
They are. It's tough. Like we've mentioned before, the Stonebridge has fantastic athletes on the field at every level of offense and defense. So this is tough. If your blocking isn't A+, those longer developing run plays to the outside aren't always going to work out. Murphy got 10 yards on one earlier in the first quarter because he was able to cut it to the backside where no one really was.
1 minute, 40 seconds to go. 3rd down and 17, ball on the 42, and Martinsburg's going to take a timeout. They have 1 remaining. We'll take the timeout with and make it a 1-minute break. It is Martinsburg 13, Stonebridge nothing with 1:42 to go in this second quarter. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
Hello?
We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechtel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant, or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's gonna take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're gonna need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechtel Jewelers.
Back for the final 1 minute 42 seconds of the first half. Martinsburg with the ball, 3rd down and 17 at Stonebridge's 42-yard line. They lead 13-0 this Martinsburg over Stonebridge. Clement gets the snap from Kaufman, drops back looking to pass on the near side, chucks it deep for Buzz Dover, and it's caught! Is he in the end zone? No, they say he was just shy at the half-yard line, but what a diving catch by Buzz Dover for the gain of 41 yards to make it 1st and goal Martinsburg.
And a dime by Clement. Great play on both ends of that. A line drive. Clement to get it there. Dover did not, he beat his man, but not by much. And he was able to make the play with the guy all over his back.
So it's 1st and goal at the 1. 1:15 remains in this second quarter. Clock winding down now at 1:10. Martinsburg still in its huddle. They have the heavy package out. They're going to go quickly. Clement under center. Looks to his left, to his right. Gets the snap, goes up the middle. Can he push forward? He can. Touchdown, Martinsburg, with exactly 1 minute remaining in this second quarter. Martinsburg's lead now sits at 19-0 over Stonebridge.
You couldn't have drawn it up any better. I mean, maybe you could have left a little less than 1 minute on the clock, but Stonebridge has not really shown a whole lot of ability to be a big play chunk offense to go down and do a 1 minute drill and get some points. So you're feeling good going into halftime.
Cody Page on to attempt the PAT. Fegan to hold. Will Bass the snap. Snap is back. Kick is up. It looks good. And it is good to make it now 20-0 Martinsburg over Stonebridge with 1 minute to go in this second quarter. Step aside, take a 1 minute break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm gonna call my parents. Dad, come over. The brisket's done.
The Traeger Connected Experience. Everything you need for epic flavor, and then some.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Radon is the second leading cause of lung cancer deaths in the United States each year. But do you know the radon levels in your home? Home is a place to live, love, and laugh, not a place to breathe air containing radon. The Berkeley and Morgan County Health Departments are distributing free confidential radon test kits, and you can get yours at the Berkeley County Health Department office in Martinsburg and the Morgan County Health Department office in Berkeley Springs. Protect your home and family. Get your free radon test kit today.
We are back for the final minute of half number 1 between Martinsburg and Stonebridge. It's 20-0 Martinsburg on top. Cody Page kickoff, end-over-end kick to the far side. It's caught by Kaiser at the 25. He's going to go up to the middle of the field. He tries to get there, but he's eventually tripped out at the 35-yard line of Stonebridge with 53 seconds to go in the second quarter. It'll be 1st and 10 for them.
Pretty good tackle by Ace Flores after that 5-play, 79-yard touchdown drive that ends with the 1-yard quarterback sneak by Murphy Clement.
Scoring drive summaries brought to you by Paul Espinosa for State Senate, an effective, fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District.
The second rushing touchdown of the half for Murphy Clement there, both right at the goal line.
It's Pena Two receivers to near side, one to the far. He drops back the pass, looks in the flat for Kaiser. It's caught on the near sideline. Kaiser tries to make a man miss. Will head towards the near sideline and go out of bounds at the 41 of Stonebridge with 38 seconds to go. It'll be second down and 4.
Pretty good strategy by Stonebridge there. Find ways to get Kaiser out in space. Let him make moves. He smartly got out of bounds. 38 seconds left. Still on the other side of midfield, but you do have one timeout left.
You have one timeout left, but you got to remember, Martinsburg gets the ball to start the second half.
Exactly. They just click the clock down to 36 seconds now.
36 seconds. Pena gives the call to his line, goes back in the shotgun formation, sends Kaiser from right to left. Low snap. Pena has to drop back the pass, rolls out to his right, looking downfield as a man wide open in the middle of the field. It's caught by Colthurst. He goes to the far sideline, will be tackled inbounds with 28 seconds to go out across the 45 of Martinsburg. He'll say he'll be tackled at the 43, so it's 1st and 10 at Martinsburg's 43, and Stonebridge will use its final timeout at 28 seconds.
Yeah, it's a pretty good play there. That was they used the misdirection using Kaiser as a decoy that time. They did the fake jet sweep, if you want to call it, rolled him out to the right, and Colthurst just was able to find a hole in the, I think, zone defense that they had going on there on the Martinsburg side. So you're now 28 seconds left. It's your last timeout. 43 yards away from the end zone. Not sure how much they trust their kicker, what their kicker's range is. I think the typical high school kicker, you're probably trying to get to a 35 to 30-yard field goal or shorter. That would put you probably within the red zone. You want to at least get into the red zone here, which is about 25 more yards in 28 seconds. Try to at least get some points up on the board. So see if they can do it. This drive has been so far so good for them.
It's 20-0. Martinsburg leads Stonebridge. 28 seconds to go in the second quarter. Stonebridge with the ball at Martinsburg's 43. Pena sends Kaiser in motion to the near side of the field. Gets the snap. Pena drops back the pass. Has to step up in the pocket. He feels the pressure, and he's going to be sacked by Martinsburg. In to make the stop. Looks like might be Will Bass, trying to see the number as his jersey's kind of rolled up, as a holding penalty was also called. That was Will Bass in on the tackle. A holding penalty will be declined as a loss of 6 or 7, 8, 9, 9, I think.
Let's see exactly.
I just saw him keep going farther back and back and back. So that puts him back at Stonebridge's 49-yard line.
Yeah, as well as that held up, so far on this drive, Stonebridge in general. And they need to wind the clock. There we go, finally. That I think eventually, Pena sitting back there throwing, this defensive line from Martinsburg was going to get back there eventually.
Well, the clock is winding down. It's at 8
hurry.
seconds. Let's see if Stonebridge will try to go for one final heave or not. 3, 2, 1, and it looks like Stonebridge is just going to let the clock hit halftime. Your score at the half, Martinsburg 20, Stonebridge nothing. As we look down, it looks like Spencer Dupuis has Coach Dave Walker, so let's send it down to Spencer now.
We're down on the field with Coach Walker. It's a 20-0 shutout at halftime for your team. What have you liked so far?
Well, our intensity's good. We've made some plays, offensively and defensively. We just got to keep doing what we're doing. Conditioning could be a factor, so we just got to come out and play hard here in the second half.
It seemed like the first half your line controlled most of it on both sides.
Yeah, they're playing well. We just got to, we got 2 more quarters and still a lot of football left to play.
Well, it's one improvement you'd like to see your team in the second half.
Yeah, just keep finishing drives. Just keep doing what we're doing. I'll take 20-0, but we just need to keep doing what we're doing.
All right, Coach, best of luck.
Thank you.
Back up to you, Colin.
Thank you, Spencer and Coach Walker. Again, at the half, it's Martinsburg 20, Stonebridge nothing. Here on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10, we'll take a 2-minute break, then be back for our halftime show. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore-D.C. Beltway, 1/2 hour from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams, which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300. That's 304-728-7300.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football, Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney, Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs. Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
Welcome back here at the half between the Martinsburg Bulldogs and the Stonebridge Bulldogs, as Martinsburg leads 20-0. So we welcome you into our halftime show, brought to you by the Mansion Freddie Law Firm in Martinsburg, where it's about seeking justice for you. Go to wvjusticelawyers.com for more. Colin McLaughlin alongside me is Dylan Bishop. Our crew is John Alderton, Matt Miller, Daryl Miller, Spencer Dupuis, and back at the studio, who you'll hear from in a little bit, Nick Verzolini with some halftime scores. But first, let's get to our first half stats, brought to you by the Larry DeMarco team at Modern Realty Results. If you're looking for a home in the tri-state area, they have you covered.
Well, let's start with Stonebridge and their offense, because there's not a lot to get to, really. 4 for 7 for 42 yards is Brandon Pena. And then Marquez at 18 yards rushing. And then really the one guy that's made an impact on offense for the Stonebridge Bulldogs is Kaiser, with 28 rushing yards and 26 receiving yards. So outside of him, Jordan Kaiser, it's really just been all Bulldogs so far. 3 sacks for Martinsburg, so adding in tackles for loss as well. Murphy Clement, 7 for 10 passing, 103 yards. And on the ground, he only has 11 net yards when you take into account sack yardage. Would have 31 if you just take in his positive plays. But he does have 2 rushing touchdowns. Coy Fagan, 4 carries. That's it. 68 yards and a touchdown, including that 31-yarder to make it 20-0. And then really the 2 big catches, and not a whole lot to say in the receiving game. 3 catches for Coy Fagan, but then 1 catch for 46 yards for Sherrod Musgrove, and 2 catches for 40 yards for Buzz Dover.
It's been a great half so far for Martinsburg. They started off with that 4th down stop of Stonebridge to get the ball in Stonebridge territory, and were able to punch it in, take the early lead, and since then they've been able to tack on 2 more touchdowns, and now here we are at 20-0. Martinsburg leads Stonebridge here in the second game of the season for both teams.
Like I said, Jordan Kaiser's really been the one guy that's gotten things going a little bit here and there for Stonebridge, but other than that, it's been all Martinsburg. I mean, there was some drives there in the late first, early second, where Martinsburg wasn't able to get much going on offense, but a turnover here, loss of turnover on downs for Stonebridge here and there. It's been pretty good field position for the Martinsburg offense when they've been able to finish drives, like Coach Walker said going into the half, which he wants them to do more of. they've done it enough to get up to 20-0, but they haven't reached that full potential. Like I said, there was some drives there in the middle where they kind of stalled out a little bit, but they got some big, explosive plays going late in that half. Like I mentioned, the 2 big catches by Dover and Musgrove, and then a couple of the big runs by Fagan. I mean, you can't. It was a really, really good half for Martinsburg that could have been even better. So against a team like Stonebridge, you're very happy at halftime.
Yeah, and on the other side, there were a few moments where it looked like there were going to be some big plays for Stonebridge. I mean, you had 2 deep balls to Naeem Gladding, as well as the jet sweep to him as well on the near side that was called back for hold. The other 2 broken up by Buzz Dover. But if those go differently in the second half, we could be in for a competitive ball game. But right now, it's a shutout going on for Martinsburg as they lead 20-0. So let's step aside here, take a 2-minute break as we have 13 minutes on the halftime clock here at Coburn Field, David M. Walker Stadium. On the other side of this 2-minute break, you'll hear from Nick Verzolini with our halftime scoreboard show to give you some scores from around the state of West Virginia, maybe even some college scores too, as a few college games going on today. But again, a 2-minute break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
Nothing goes better with football than chicken. From Pee-wee to the big boys to the wing T formation. A hearty meal of 12 pieces for $12 is just what the boys need to be at their best. Oh my, fumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Omaha!
Rock's 12 pieces of chicken, just $12.
The WB Hospitals East Foundation is excited to announce the inaugural Dr. Frank Sabato Jr. Pickleball Classic to be held on Saturday, September 23rd at the W. Randy Smith Recreation Center in Inwood. Join us for a fun round-robin style pickleball tournament with start times at 8:30 and 10:30 a.m. Awards ceremony and lunch will follow. To register as a player or sponsor, call 304-264-1223 or go to wbmedicine.org/Berkeley/giving to download the registration form.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
Mountaineer Grill and Pub offers many daily specials, including Trivia Night Monday, Karaoke Tuesday, Steak Night Wednesday and Sunday, Thursday night Boneless Wing Night, and on Friday and Saturday nights, there'll be a DJ and or karaoke. And remember, Monday through Friday, happy hour, 11 a.m. to 6 p.m., $2 domestic bottles and $2.50 domestic drafts.
Let's go! Drink some beers! Mountaineer Grill and Pub!
We welcome you into the halftime extra point scoreboard show. I'm Nick Verzolini here, your host, as we'll jump into some EPAC scores. Currently the game you're tuned into, Martinsburg leads Stonebridge 20-0 at the half. Other EPAC games currently going on. Kaiser taking on Hedgesville, and AA Kaiser has a 13-7 lead over the Eagles in that one. Last night, a final in triple overtime, an absolute thriller between these two teams. Jefferson, though, unfortunately falling to Sharando 34-28. Spring Mills, Albert Gallatin, no score reported between those two clubs. I actually just got a score in, 14-0. Cardinals on top at the half. Last year, Spring Mills with the 35-7 win, so looking to get in the win column for the first time this season. And Musselman, Loudon Valley, let's see if there's an update on the Appleman. No update there, or this could be a no score. Not certain there. It says 0-0 at the half, so it could be no score between those two teams in that matchup. Of course, the Appleman coming off of a win last week, and Loudon Valley out of Virginia, their opponent. Some big scores from around the state. No score reported between Cabell, Midland, and Spring Valley. Big rivalry in the southern end of the state. Morgantown on top of Bridgeport right now at the half. 15-6, a good one there between those two teams that are expected to do some big things this season. Woodrow Wilson leading Greenbrier East 21-0 at the half. Parkersburg South over University 20-7. In Huntington, the Highlanders continuing to roll in the early part of the season, leading South Charleston 42-0. Let's take a look at some other AAA scores, and then we'll get it back to Colin and Dillon for the second half. Independence on top of Oak Hill. AA Independence on top 20-6. Hurricane leads Capital 21-0 in that one. Parkersburg South over University 26-6. The score there now as that is updated. Princeton on top of Bluefield 7-6. Wheeling Park leads Brashear PA 49-0. And Blazer Kentucky leads George Washington 6-0. Brook beating Indian Creek out of Ohio last night 28-7. Union Local from Ohio leads John Marshall 26-10. No score reported between Parkersburg and Riverside. AA Nitro taking on St. Albans tonight. And, of course, tomorrow, Governor Thomas Johnson will make the trip here to Washington to take on the Patriots. That one gets going at 1 p.m. Of course, we will have Shepherd Rams football for you tomorrow as the Rams open up their season at home against Southern Connecticut State. Should be a good one. I'll be on the call for that, so looking forward to the Rams season openers. It's a new era for Shepherd, Tyson Bajan gone, and a few others. So looking forward to the Rams season opener. But again, your score here at the half, Martinsburg 20, Stonebridge 0. We'll send it back to Colin and Dillon for the start of the second half and see which Bulldogs can prevail. Can Martinsburg hold on, or will Stonebridge make a comeback? Stay tuned and find out. This is West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
My kids, you know I want the best for you, don't you? We need to have a conversation.
End-of-life planning is no one's favorite discussion, but the relief of having everything in place when the hour of need arrives is a gift. Give it to your family. Plan ahead with us.
Brown Funeral Homes, a leading provider of cremations, invites you to explore the many flexible options of cremation. From environmental considerations to the benefit of greatly reduced cost, it may be the perfect answer for your family. Online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency. BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
Ollie's VIP North Side is the best spot to catch all your favorite teams. Join us Monday for Dollar Wings and Monday Night Football. Thursdays on the patio for the Cornhole Tourney. Friday night lights with happy hour specials, or Saturdays during or after the college games for steak night. Get a ribeye or New York steak for just $26.95. Ollie's has great food and drink menus too, along with 17 TVs to watch any game of your choice from anywhere at the bar or their outdoor patio and fire pit. So stop by and see for yourself today at 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. That's Ollie's VIP North Side. We'll see you for the game.
Welcome back here, still at halftime between Martinsburg and Stonebridge. Your score, Martinsburg 20, Stonebridge nothing. About 4.5 left on the clock here for halftime. Probably going to have 3 minutes added on later on for the stretches and everything when both teams come out of the locker room. So think now's a good time, Dylan, to do our ticket giveaway, as we have season tickets for our radio and TV station to WVU football home games. So it's now time for our ticket giveaway, as we have 4 tickets to the September 9th game against Duquesne for the Mountaineers after they take on Penn State tomorrow. So it'll be the home opener for WVU against Duquesne at 6 o'clock. So once we get the question here, if you know the answer, call our station at 304-263-6586 or 304-263-6540. And here is the question. We want to see who was tuned in earlier in the pregame show, because we actually then gave away this answer.
See who
Only
was paying
one
attention.
time these two teams have met. That was September 15th in 2000. All you have to do is call in and say the final score of that game between Martinsburg and Stonebridge, and you will win the 4 tickets to Duquesne WVU September 9th at 6 o'clock at Milan Pushkar Stadium.
And you get bonus points of pride from me if you were able to tell Nick the score at halftime. Because I did give that one away.
Bonus points of pride if you
don't
can
get
say
any
the
extra
halftime score and the final score.
You don't get any extra tickets, but I'll be proud of you.
We
That
will
means
be
more.
giving away tickets throughout all the season for all the WVU home games, as well as on the Sports Mix throughout the season. So make sure to tune into the Sports Mix from noon to 1 on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10, as well as to tune into every game here for Martinsburg, as we'll be giving away tickets. But again, what was the final score of the game September 15th, 2000 between Martinsburg and Stonebridge? And you will get 4 tickets to WVU Duquesne. Call the number 304-263-6586 if you know the answer. Looks like Stonebridge is out on the field. Martinsburg we're still waiting for. So let's step aside here. Again, take a 2-minute break, and then we'll be back for second half kickoff. It is Martinsburg 20, Stonebridge nothing. Again, a 2-minute break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Hi, Crescia Hornby here. Larry DeMarco, broker of Modern Realty Results, believes he has some of the best real estate agents in the Eastern Panhandle. Agents at Modern Realty Results have years of experience and knowledge of the local real estate market. Agents within the office work as a team to provide quality customer service. We strive to always ensure client satisfaction through handling every transaction with honesty and integrity, all while offering competitive rates. Modern Realty Results is veteran-owned and managed. Please call us at 262-4222, modernrealtyresults.com.
The Skinner family has been representing West Virginians for more than 50 years.
We've changed the name of our firm to Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers because we want to be clear about what we do. We represent people who have been in car, truck, and other catastrophic accidents.
We're here to be a voice for the injured and vulnerable, and we take that job seriously with deep commitment to serving our clients wherever they are.
Just Google Skinner Accident Lawyer or visit SkinnerWins.com. We'll treat you like family.
After a car accident, what do you get when you call Mansion Ferretti?
You get more experience from a local law firm with over 115 years of combined service.
More respect from a team who treats clients like their own family.
And more fight, because we want you to get every dollar you deserve.
Experience, respect, results. If you've been injured, that's what you want in your lawyer.
And that's what you'll get when you call us. Car accident? Get more with Mansion Ferretti. 304-264-8505.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons #1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became #1 by making you #1 first. Parsons.
Back here as Martinsburg comes out of the locker room for the second half. They lead Stonebridge 20-0. By the way, for those that are just tuning in, giving away 4-pack of WVU tickets against Duquesne September 9th for the home opener of the Mountaineers. I believe nobody's won those tickets yet. Trivia question to do so. Oh, never mind. Scratch that. We have a winner. Your winner is Adam Key from Morgantown, getting the 4 tickets to WVU Duquesne. So congratulations to Adam Key. As the question was, what was the final score of the game between these two teams in 2000, the only meeting between Martinsburg and Stonebridge? And answer, Dylan?
It's 54-27.
That is correct.
Made that mention to it in the pregame show. The only receiving touchdown for Martinsburg in that game was by their current linebackers coach, Mark Ostrowski. Coach O.
So there you go.
Gym
Adam
teacher
Key,
here at the high school.
Congratulations. You get 4 tickets to WVU Duquesne, and again, we'll be giving away WVU football tickets all season long as we get ready for the second half kickoff. Brought to you by Ollie's VIP Northside, the best local spot to catch sports or hang out with friends. Stop by 36 Veronica Drive in Martinsburg. Ollie's VIP will see you for the game. Shout out to Ollie's and everybody watching there right now as Martinsburg on top of Stonebridge 20-0. Colin McLaughlin here for Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10. Alongside me is Dylan Bishop, John Alderton, Matt Miller, Daryl Miller, Spencer Dupuis, our cameraman. Back in the studio is Nick Verzolini. As it will be Stonebridge to kick off to Martinsburg to start off the second half.
It's a great opportunity for Martinsburg to really, really take control in this one. 20 points, this is a talented Stonebridge team. Like you mentioned at the half, Colin, there were some instances where there was near misses for Martinsburg. Deep plays down the field that ended up being just barely broken up or brought back by penalties.
Stonebridge on to kick off, and a name I've been waiting to say, Connor McLaughlin on to kick off for Stonebridge. No relation whatsoever, but he's on to kick off to Musgrove and Gideon, who's back to return for Martinsburg. End-over-end kick that goes into the back of the end zone for a touchback. So great job by Connor McLaughlin there as Martinsburg will start off with a 1st and 10 here in the third quarter at the 20-yard line.
That's the best kick by McLaughlin I've seen in a long time.
Ouch. That hurt, Dylan. But you're also correct. I won't argue with it, but still hurtful.
I'm just joshing.
I was a kicker, just not that good.
It's a great kick. Let's see if he gets to make many more of them. His team needs to put some points up on the board.
It's a 1st and 10 at the 20 for Martinsburg. The snap back to Clemente, drops back, looks to the near side. It's a wide receiver screen caught by the sophomore Tyon Jacobs. Jacobs tries to go upfield, but's tripped up and tackled for a gain of 1, maybe 2 yards on that play. As he's out across the 20, they'll say he went down at the 21, 22. It's really hard to tell. Looks like they give him the 22-yard line, so brings up a 2nd and 8.
First time we've called his name on a catch.
11:30 to go in this third quarter now. 3 receivers to the far side of the field, 1 receiver to the near side as the offensive line comes in for a huddle. Maybe some confusion here, or they're trying to confuse Stonebridge. Either way, not really sure. It's Kaufman kind of trying to lead that line up front, making sure everybody's on the same page. They're ready to go. The snap from Kaufman to Clemente, hands it off to Fagan, and Fagan breaks through the middle on the near sideline. The cornerback didn't realize him, and he goes right by him into the end zone. Touchdown, Martinsburg. Wow. Xavier Winbush was the last man to beat and had no idea that Coy Fagan was going by him. Next thing you knew, he was in the end zone at 10:58 to go. In this third quarter, it's now 26-0 Martinsburg.
He was kind of just following Brady Hager down the field, not looking back, trying to, cover a route. So by the time Coy broke loose, there was not much going on that side of the defense in terms of guys actually being there. He really just had one guy to beat on the second level, and then there was a good enough block by Hager once Winbush turned around. But another great run by Coy Fagan.
Fagan on to hold the extra point by Page. The kick is up, and it's right down the middle of the uprights, and good. 10:58 to go in this third quarter. It's now Martinsburg 27, Stonebridge nothing. Let's take a 1-minute commercial break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Nothing goes better with football than chicken. From Pee Wee to the big boys to the wing T formation, a hearty meal of 12 pieces for $12 is just what the boys need to be at their best. Oh my, fumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Omaha!
Rock's 12 pieces of chicken, just $12.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
And we are back in third quarter between Martinsburg and Stonebridge. Martinsburg fully in control of this one, up 27-0 now. End-over-end kick by Page, short, fair caught by number 11. That's Jordan Kaiser on the near side making the fair catch at the 31-yard line of Stonebridge to start their offense off.
Well, they made it look easy on that one to make it 27-0. There's 2 plays for 80 yards. And that 78-yard touchdown by Coy Fagan. That's your drive summary. It was a short one.
Your scoring drive summary is brought to you by Paul Espinosa for State Senate, an effective, fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District. 10:58 to go in this third quarter as that 3-play drive only took off 62 seconds. Snap to Pena. It's bobbled, and he's met in the backfield immediately. And actually, he fooled me. He made the pitch. I never saw him pitch that ball over. There is a flag on the play as he was able to eventually get that out to Marquez, unless it kind of bounced over off the hit. I didn't see it. Did you?
I think he just pulled it out at the other guy, got the snap in the end, and then he made the pitch. But it's a penalty.
Well, that one completely caught me off guard. It's still going to be a loss either way because of the penalty. You got 10:51 to go now in this third quarter. That makes it now first down, ball at Stonebridge's 23-yard line. Snap back, dropping back to pass is Pena. Fires it in and out of the hands. It falls incomplete of a wide receiver, Jordan Kaiser.
Kaiser's had a great game, but that's his first mistake there. Just dropped the ball. Hit a defender there pretty close by him. He might have been able to get about 5 yards out of it in the end. Maybe a little more if he broke the tackle.
Second down and 20. The clock's still at 10:51, so I don't know if it ever actually ran anything off on that play.
I'm not sure it did.
It's 27-0 Martinsburg leading Stonebridge. 3 receivers to the near side, 1 to the far east, sends Kaiser in motion to the right side now, does Pena. Pena hands it off to Marquez on the read option. Marquez goes to the far side trying to find a hole, but Martinsburg's corner is able to tackle him for only a 2-yard gain to bring up third down. I believe that was Williams and Gideon in to make the stop.
They made it at least slightly easier for themselves on third down. They kind of went with that power read, inverted veer, handed it off to the running back.
Third down and 16, 10 minutes, 15 seconds to go in this third quarter. 2 receivers to the near side of the field, 1 to the far side for Pena. Marquez to his left. Play action pass for Pena. He drops back, tries to go out of the sack, but holding on and bringing him down for the big loss is Ace Flores, I believe, in to make that play.
There's just great playmakers on the defensive side of the ball everywhere for Martinsburg. Flores not even listed on the depth chart as a starter, listed behind Brady Hager as inside linebacker. Inside linebacker 2. If you run a 3-4, you could call that a starter if you wanted to.
McLaughlin on to punt. Snap back to him. That one, a short one to Musgrove, caught at the 48 of Stonebridge, and Musgrove sheds off a tackle, comes down the near sideline, has blockers in front of him, and he's going to go into the end zone. It's a touchdown for Martinsburg with 9:18 to go in the third. It's now 33-0. Martinsburg all over Stonebridge right now. A 48-yard punt return for Musgrove.
Oddly enough, I called out a similar problem Martinsburg could potentially have on their punt team where Tyon Jacobs was kind of punting some line drives to where they were getting the ball in the hands of Kaiser very quickly with a lot before the blockers were getting very far down the field. Stonebridge just did the exact same thing. That's why I said uh-oh when he had got up 5 yards. Was Sherrod Musgrove got that ball with way too much open space in front of him for him to not make a play.
On to attempt the PAT is Page, but a flag called first, and it looks like it's against Stonebridge. I think they got too many men on the field. Count them.
Yeah.
And I think they had 12.
They got a guy running off.
So that's going to be a half a distance to the goal. Put the ball now at the 1.5-yard line for the PAT. And we're looking on the near sideline now at Coach Dave Walker for Martinsburg. As we mentioned, his first season back after a 3-year stint with Concord University. So now the PAT is up by Page. And it's good. 9 minutes, 18 seconds to go in this third quarter. It's now Martinsburg 34, Stonebridge nothing. Step aside for a 1-minute commercial break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio, WRNR, and TV 10.
This is Eric at Hancock Chevrolet. Over the last decade, the way we buy things have evolved. Now, you get on your phone, click Want It, and it shows up at your front door. At Hancock Chevrolet, it is that easy. We've changed the car buying experience on the I-81 corridor forever. And with a return policy better than Walmart, there's absolutely no reason to buy a new or used car, truck, or SUV anywhere else. Just like Amazon, Hancock Chevrolet will deliver the vehicle to you, where you are, and on your time. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. Why waste your time in a car dealership playing the dumb back-and-forth games? Besides, we hate it more than you do. I assure you, no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. will beat our price. No dealership from Cumberland to Baltimore, Maryland will beat our price. And no other dealership will allow you to return it if you don't want it. Hancock Chevrolet absolutely provides the best experience at the best price. Visit HancockChevy.com to schedule your VIP experience. Click on the vehicle you want, and your new ride will be delivered to you at no risk.
See dealer for details.
We are back here as Martinsburg continues to pour it on Stonebridge. 34-0 now, as there's been 2 touchdowns for Martinsburg in 2 minutes and 42 seconds into this third quarter. 9 minutes, 18 remain. Kickoff by Page. It's a squib kick, bouncing to Kaiser at the 20-yard line. He's going to lateral it back, and that'll only result in an extra yard gained as he was trying to get that to Miles Turpin to put on the Turpin Turbo, but Martinsburg was able to snuff it out as tackle. I think they'll mark him at the 23-yard line.
Martinsburg's offense didn't even have to touch the ball and get some extra points up on the board. That's all of a sudden the 20-0. It already felt like a pretty solid game here that you can slowly churn onward. But man, quickly this has changed.
1st and 10, passing is Stonebridge. Deep ball from Pena intended for Kaiser, and it's over his head. It falls incomplete to bring up 2nd and 10 with 9:05 remaining in this third quarter. Your third quarter brought to you by the Mirius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors, John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg or call 304-263-4343, as well as the Larry DeMarco team at Modern Realty Results. If you're looking for a home in the tri-state area, they have you covered.
This Stonebridge offense is not one that's built to play from very far behind. 20-0 was already tough enough, but down by 30, they're going to really have to air it out, and I don't know how that's going to go.
And whistles blow as the snap goes back to Pena. That looks like it's an encroachment penalty called against the Bulldogs, so that will make it now 2nd down and 5 and push the ball up to the 26-yard line of Stonebridge. So that helps out their offense a little bit.
Not a lot of penalties so far for Martinsburg. I believe that's only the second one that's actually been accepted. There's been a few declined ones here and there.
Yeah, you had the one on the punt that was declined. You had the one to negate the big touchdown. And then I think this one might be it. You're right. So 9:04 to go in this third quarter. 2nd and 5. Ball on Stonebridge's 26. Pena, since Kaiser in motion, fakes the handoff to Kaiser, drops back to pass, and he's going to be sacked as it's been a field day for the defensive line of Martinsburg. And I believe that's Xerxes Yancey again with the sack, his second of the night, I think.
Yep. It's just a snowball effect from here. These are high schoolers, 15 to 18-year-olds. Sometimes it's a coach can only do so much to keep all of his guys, morale up when you're down by this much. Sometimes it just, like I said, a snowball effect from there. Once these guys can get down by a whole lot.
8:20 to go in this third quarter. 3rd down and extra long as it's a handoff up the middle for Marquez. He tries to go off a tackle. Eventually he does so. Loses his shoe due to it. Charges forward for a couple extra yards, but brought down 3 yards shy of the first down. So the halfback draw almost worked. Kind of caught Martinsburg by surprise there.
It did. And, shook off a tackle and made it 4th and manageable.
Yeah, that was I think a 15, maybe 14-yard gain. So make it 15. It was 3rd and 18, now 4th and 3. And Stonebridge forced to go for it. 7:37 to go in this third quarter. It's 34-0 Martinsburg over Stonebridge. So Pena gets the snap, rolls out to his left, looking in the flat, in and out of the hands of R. Gladding as that pass was low. Turnover on downs. Martinsburg gets the ball back in very good field territory at the 28 of Stonebridge.
Yeah, it would have been incredibly impressive for that ball to be picked up almost off the ground. The throw by Pena was just way too low as he was throwing on the run and across his body. He was open, but it's a tough play to make even if it's just a couple yards away. He just wasn't able to do it.
Quickly, by the way, for those looking for the Musselman score, because I know it said 0-0 at the half, it is now 7-0, so that score at the half was correct. 7-0 Loudon Valley over Musselman in the third. Back in the action here, Clement dropping back to pass. Is a receiver wide open in the middle of the field. He bobbles it and makes the catch. No! He bobbled it, looked like he had it, was Musgrove right at the goal line, but he's brought down and dropped it right at the last second. That would have been very, very lucky.
Yeah, that's tough. That's Sarad Musgrove, almost.
And Musgrove kind of looks a little shaken up on that one as he stops at the 10-yard line and now will jog over to the near sideline. You got 7:20 left in this third quarter. Brings up 2nd and 10 for Martinsburg on Stonebridge's 28.
That's concerning. He's a big play guy. Again, had that 46-yard reception earlier in the punt return in this half for a touchdown. You hope that he's all right.
You're trying to look at him. I think it might just be a cramp in his calf as he's being stretched out. As the snap to Clement, Fegan goes up the middle, bounces off one tackle, another, and another, and he's then wrapped up for a gain of 8 to make it 3rd and 2, just shy of the 20 at the 21-yard line. So a gain of 7.
Yeah, Coy Fagan's been incredibly impressive in the backfield and kind of being that other option on the ground game aside from Murphy Clement. Like I mentioned, part of it is that the defense is focused in on Clement, knowing what he's done in the past couple of years. I think they've been focusing a lot of attention. Guys, linebackers kind of shifting towards where Clement runs instead of where Fagan is, and that's not the right thing to do. You're going to have to watch both guys.
6:38 to go in this third quarter. Clement all alone in the backfield now. Gets the snap, going to roll out to his right, pump fakes, keeps it himself, and again, Stonebridge is there to make the stop, and again, it's Luke Peter just waiting for him on the edge of that right side of the line. And that brings up 4th down. A loss on the play to make it 4th and 4. Now it looks like Martinsburg's going to keep the offense out there with 6:10 to go in this third quarter.
I mean, honestly, you might as well. It'd be a 39-yard field goal. Punt's not going to get you a lot of extra net yards.
3 receivers on the far side, one to the near. Clement Shotgun formation with Fegan to his right. They try to get Stonebridge to jump offside. Can't do so. Got 10 seconds on the play clock. He now sends Fegan to his left side, does Clement. Gives out the numbers to the receivers. Hits the snap from Kaufman. Runs. Stiff arm. Beautiful stiff arm. Now off to the races is Clement on the far side. Has the first down and more. And wow, he just shoved that guy to the ground, and a late flag thrown on the far sideline too. Not sure what that's about. I'll have to wait and see, but man, oh man, what a stiff arm, Dylan.
Oh, yeah. And that was the one guy that had a chance to keep that in the backfield and turn that ball over on downs. But Clement finally was able to break a hole. When he's been one-on-one, it's just like it always has been. It's hard to stop him.
That looks like it's an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty on Stonebridge after the play on the far side. So that's going to give some more yards here to Martinsburg.
He got down to about the 9. So you go half the distance to the goal from there.
It looks like they put it at the 5-yard line of Stonebridge. 5:36 remains in this third quarter. It's Martinsburg 34, Stonebridge nothing. They start rolling the clock down from 5:34, now at 5:30. Some substitutions going on for Martinsburg's offense at the wide receiver position. Clement already has 2 rushing touchdowns tonight. Fegan has 2 as well. Snap. Then he hands it off to Fegan, and Fegan right at the line of scrimmage is going to be stopped and brought back. No yards gained on the play. Make it 2nd and goal from the 5.
Couldn't quite get there.
Under 5 minutes to go. Clock at 4:50 now in this third quarter. 2nd and goal at the 5. 3 receivers on the near side of the field. It's Jacobs, Musgrove, Gideon. On the far side is Hager. You have Murphy Clement at quarterback. Coy Fegan lined up to his right side now. He's going to go more to the tight end spot. So Clement now all alone in the backfield. Gets the snap. Rolls out to his right. Stops. Goes up the middle. And somehow splits the hole between 2 attempted tackles and goes into the end zone for his 3rd rushing touchdown of the night. 4:23 to go in this third quarter. It's now Martinsburg 40, Stonebridge nothing.
He kind of just sat back there waiting for something to open up. And again, he was able to do that earlier in the game where he kind of, the blocking is all going to the right, but he waits and something opens up on that back left side. And like you said, Colin, he had 2 guys coming to try to sandwich him in, and he just barely slid out of the grasp of both of them.
The extra point for Page is through the uprights and good. 4:19 to go in this third quarter. It's now 41-0. Martinsburg leads Stonebridge. We'll take a 1-minute break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10. Back in 1 minute.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family, and we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from 1 location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
Have you been smoking? I can smell it. Hickory.
I'm gonna watch you smoke the whole pack. Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Have you been smoking? I can smell it. Hickory.
I'm gonna watch you smoke the whole pack. Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
Welcome back. It's now 41-0. Martinsburg in control over Stonebridge as Page to kick off. It's a catch by Kaiser at the 30 on the far side. Goes off 1 tackle, now comes to the near side of the field. Tries to get through 1 more tackle, but he's stopped just shy at the 40 at the 39-yard line to make it 1st and 10 Stonebridge there.
5 plays for 28 yards on that touchdown drive to make it 41-0. That was capped off by Murphy Clement's 3rd rushing touchdown of the day. for the Bulldogs.
Scoring drive summary brought to you by Paul Espinosa for State Senate, an effective fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District. Thank you, Dylan. 3:40 to go in this third quarter, 41-0 Martinsburg. Snap to Pena. Marquez gets the handoff, and Rashad Reed is there. He would have tackled both of them if he had to, but it's only Marquez that he gets for the loss of 5 on that one to make it 2nd down and 15.
Now, sometimes Rashad Reed makes plays where it's just like, did they actually like try to block him on those plays? And you would think, of all people, you would try to block him. But that's the thing. They are trying to block him. They just can't. It's incredible.
I wouldn't want to do that job. 3 minutes to go in this third quarter.
That's why they're out there and not us.
2nd down ball at the 35. Pena dropping back the pass, looking to the far side as a man wide open. It's caught by R. Gladding, and he's tripped up. A touchdown saving tackle on the far side after he got beat. He was able to recover, and it looks like might be hurt too. And on that tackle, believe is buzzed over, waiting to see the number, but the tackle at the 16-yard line, it's Sarad Musgrove in on that stop.
I think he might be still shaken up from that play that he got hurt on a little bit ago. Either that or it's something else.
Yeah, he's going to go down on the too bad, but that's going to stop the clock at 2 minutes and 13 seconds here in this third quarter. So let's quickly again give you our third quarter sponsors here on TV 10, as we are brought to you by the Marius Group and Ameriprise Financial Advisors. John Everson and Phil McCoy. Stop by 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. Call 304-263-4343, as well as the Larry DeMarco team at Modern Realty Results. If you're looking for a home in the tri-state area, they have you covered, and it looks like Rod Musgrove kind of slowly going off the field. They have stopped him for a little bit, so let's step aside, take a 1-minute break here. 2:13 to go in this third quarter. It's 41-0 Martinsburg leading Stonebridge. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR TV 10. Back in a minute.
Locust Hill Golf Course invites you to historic Charlestown, West Virginia for 18 holes of phenomenal golf. We're just an hour drive from the Baltimore-D.C. Beltway, 1/2 hour from Winchester and Leesburg, Virginia, as well as Hagerstown and Frederick, Maryland. Each tee offers challenges across the 35 acres of lakes, ponds, and streams, which come into play on 11 holes. The Blue Ridge Mountains also provide a breathtaking backdrop to Locust Hill. Schedule your tee time today at www.locusthillgolfcourse.com or call 304-728-7300. That's 304-728-7300.
Some fluids now back in the action. Snap to Marquez. He rolls around, goes up the middle. He's now pushed back after a gain of 5, maybe 6 on that one. So it was a 1st and 10 at the 12-yard line. I think he got to the
about the 11.
11, so makes it 2nd down with 1:50 to go in this third quarter.
They'll give him the 10, it looks like.
So at the 10, so that's a gain of, looks like 7 actually. 1st and 10 was from the 17. My apologies earlier. So 2nd down at the 10. Snap to Marquez, hands it off to Pena, and Pena going to be stopped for another Martinsburg Bulldogs sack as Yancey, Hendricks, Reed, all in making that play.
I think Stonebridge offensive line is getting tired, and how could you not? It's a really tough job to contain these guys up front for Martinsburg for an entire 4 quarters.
So that makes it now 3rd and 10 as the ball back at the 17 or 16-yard line, it looks like, of Martinsburg for Stonebridge. 55 seconds to go in this third quarter. It's 41-0 Martinsburg on top. Marquez and Pena alone in the backfield. 2 receivers to the near side, and a single wing. Pena play action pass rolls to his left. Loses the ball, has to dive on top of it. And he's able to do so and recover his own fumble for a 2 or 3 yard gain. Brings up 4th down and slow to get up. It looks like Rashad Reed, but he seems to be okay. 23 seconds to go in this 3rd quarter, and we'll see if Stonebridge decides to go for it here on 4th or think about it at the end of the quarter.
I think they're going to take it to the 4th. Good news for Martinsburg is, well, maybe they're not. Good news for Martinsburg, Sherrod Musgrove is back on the field.
Snap. And it's a end around, flag on the play. Kaiser, though, goes into the end zone as it was a snap to Marquez. He faked it to Pena to the right, hands it off to Kaiser to go to the left, and that worked greatly except for the holding penalty.
Just like pretty play that Stonebridge has had so far, there's a yellow flag in the backfield at the end of it.
So we wait for the official call and see if that also ends the quarter or not, as the clock's at 0 and the Martinsburg band plays, but not sure if we'll have an untimed play or not, as the official's still kind of confused as to what the call was. It's 41-0 Martinsburg leading Stonebridge, as this flag looked like it's against Stonebridge, and it's a holding against them, so that'll push them back. I believe also be the end of this 3rd quarter. So we'll take a 1-minute break and then be back for the 4th quarter regulation. Again, Martinsburg 41, Stonebridge 0. You're tuned in to West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How can I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm John Everson, private wealth advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
Back for the 4th quarter between Martinsburg and Stonebridge. Martinsburg dominating the Stonebridge Bulldogs 41-0 after 3 quarters.
Yeah, this is really Stonebridge's best chance that they've had all game long at getting any points up on the board. But for 4th and 10, they had a jet sweep touchdown called back for a penalty.
Just a reminder, beginning with the start of the 4th period, if a team's up by 35 or more, it's a rolling clock, as Pena hit as he throws, but has a wide open receiver in the end zone, but it's underthrown because of the hit by Will Bass and company, and it goes off the back of Buzz Dover as that pass intended for Naeem R. Gladding falls incomplete. And that will bring up a turnover on downs for 1st and 10 now Martinsburg.
That's the 3rd time that Dover's gotten beat by Gladding, but he's been able to recover all 3 times because some underthrown balls, just a little bit. Dover with enough recovery speed as well.
11:45 to go. The clock starts to roll down. It's 1st and 10 Martinsburg at on their own 24-yard line. Is Martinsburg going to just allow this clock to churn before getting the play off? You have 2 receivers on each side of Murphy Clement, who gets the play call from the near side, Dave Walker. Clement takes the snap, hands it off to Fegan. Fegan gets tripped up at the line of scrimmage and falls forward to pick up 2, maybe 3 yards. Bring up 2nd down with 11 minutes and 10 seconds to go here in the 4th.
We'll see how much longer we actually see the starters out on the field for Martinsburg. See if we get any JV snaps, freshman snaps for anybody. I think this would be the last drive that you see guys like Murphy Clement out on the field.
I was about to say, you already see at least one guy in from JV on the wide receiver spot, and Izzy Martinez on the far side. 10:40 to go in this fourth quarter. Stonebridge sending the blitz. It's a screen pass deflected, but looked like it was caught by Martinez, but they say it touched the turf first. Falls incomplete, and now Martinez goes down. I think his ankle might have got rolled up there when he was hit when he was trying to make that catch. So let's step aside and take a 1-minute break here for the injury. 10 minutes, 26 seconds to go in this fourth quarter, excuse me. It's 41-0 Martinsburg on top of Stonebridge. Again, 1-minute break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
The Honda HR-V, CR-V, Pilot, Passport, and Ridgeline. They all have one thing in common. They never back off from a challenge. Available with all-wheel drive, the Honda SUV lineup has the performance you can count on and the capability to amaze. It's no wonder Kelley Blue Book's KBB.com named Honda the 2022 Best Value Brand.
CMA's Honda of Winchester, 3985 Valley Pike. CMA, moving lives forward.
Based on 2022 brand image awards from Kelley Blue Book, visit KBB.com for more information.
As a lifelong Jefferson County resident, Paul Espinosa has been a champion for the Eastern Panhandle. Paul is the effective, fiscally conservative voice we need in the West Virginia Senate. He's fought for job creation, student-centered education, the rights of the unborn, protecting our family farms, and was a leader in passing income tax relief for all West Virginians. When residents of the 16th Senatorial District cast their votes for their next senator, the choice is clear. Paul Espinosa for West Virginia State Senate. Paid for by Espinosa for Senate, Mary C. Espinosa, Treasurer.
Welcome back, and a quick correction for the injured Martinsburg Bulldog. To me, from the far side, looked like it was number 11, but it's actually number 21, Brady Hager, as he's helped to the near sideline off the field. So hopefully Hager's okay as we resume action. 10:20 to go in this fourth quarter. It's 3rd down and 7 at Martinsburg's 27 for them, as Clement hands it off to the running back. Tries to go up the middle as Fagan. He's able to bounce off the initial tackle, keep his feet churning. He'll be stopped just shy of the first down marker for a gain of 4 to make it 4th down and 3. It's 41-0 Martinsburg over Stonebridge, as looks like it will be the 58th straight win for Dave Walker as the head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs.
That's pretty incredible. He said 2015 was the last time a Martinsburg team coached by Dave Walker lost a game. And we expected this to be the one game this season where, in the regular season at the very least, where Martinsburg had a shot at being taken down. And, man, they removed any doubt of that pretty early. And especially in the second half, very quickly.
And a delay of game penalty will be called against Martinsburg.
I think they're
just to kind of back things up here on 4th down to bring out the punt unit, as it was 4th and 2. Instead of going for it, they're just going to bring it back, and the clock continues to wind down too because of the
They're really running up to the ball quick here.
They're going to try to go quick on this punt as Jacobs back the punt. Back to return is Kaiser. And that punt is deflected, goes to the near side and out. And that is marked at the Martinsburg 48-yard line. So the tip by Turpin will give Stonebridge some solid field position here for this drive with 8:41 to go in this fourth quarter. Your fourth quarter presented to you by W. Harley Miller Systems, providing custom integration services like home and office, automation, home theater, networking, audio, video distribution, and more. Call 304-350-1931 or visit WHMsystems.com, as well as Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer. Visit them at 360 Hack Wilson Way. Go to Orsinis.com as a run by Stonebridge to Marquez, trying to go up the middle, but he stopped at the line of scrimmage by Bass, Yancey, and Hendricks. So that brings up 2nd and 10. It's the ball at Martinsburg's 47-yard line.
Yeah, there's just not much that they've been able to get up the middle at all. They're running right in the read and the rest of the guys.
8 minutes to go in this fourth quarter. The drop back pass, two-step drop. Pena throws it to the left side. Caught by Miles Turpin. Just shy, and it looks like he was able to fall backwards and pick up that first down just shy of the 35 at the 36-yard line, so 1st and 10 Stonebridge.
It's a quick hitter there on the hitch route.
7:35 remains now in this fourth quarter as the clock again continues to tick, tick, tick here in this fourth quarter as Martinsburg leads 41-0 over Stonebridge. Pena in shotgun formation, gets the snap, drops back the pass, and again it's another stop route. The ball caught on the near sideline as that completion to Gabriel Colthurst. He's tackled by Musgrove, who is back into the game, so glad he's okay, as he was kind of slow to get off the field a little while ago. Brings up 2nd down, gain of 6, so 2nd and 4. Ball at the 30-yard line of Martinsburg with 6:50 to go in this fourth quarter now. It's Pena with Marquez to his left, two receivers to each side. He tries to hand it off to Marquez, and immediately he's just grabbed and dragged around and down by Rashad Reed. And that's a loss on the play of 4. Wow. It almost looked like to me initially it might have been a face mask the way I saw kind of just the turn of the body, but Reed actually had him by the front of the jersey right below the shoulder pads. And what a grab by him. That just shows his strength.
Even up by 41, the motor does not stop.
Snap dropping back to Pena. Pena trying to find somebody open, has to roll out to his right. Pump fakes, jukes past Jacobs, goes down the near sideline, has the first down, and then steps out of bounds at the 20-yard line. So 12 on the 3rd and 6 makes it 1st and 10 Stonebridge with 5:50 remaining in this fourth quarter.
If you're Stonebridge, you at least have a chance to score here to get rid of that running clock. And maybe that's just for a point of pride to say that you didn't lose by 35, but at this point that's really all that can do. Maybe it gets your guys some extra reps in.
5 minutes, 20 seconds now in the fourth quarter. Pena in the backfield. Marquez to his right. Sends Thompson in motion. Hands it off to Marquez on the outside zone to the left side. He dances off one tackle and then stumbles forward and picks up 8 to bring up a 2nd down and 2 as he's tackled at the 12 of Martinsburg.
Now, obviously, no team wants to get shut out either. It'd be a chance to get in the end zone for the first time. So, but if you're Martinsburg, still got your starters out there. They are looking to pitch a shutout.
4 minutes, 45 seconds to go in the fourth quarter now. Pena, shotgun formation. Lined up behind his center, Rodello. Pena will get it to Marquez, and Marquez stopped right at the line of scrimmage by the defensive line of Martinsburg, who has been all over that play all night long. Brings up a 3rd down and 2.
And this is exactly what it was like last year. They brought back all the same guys, and they're picked up right where they left off. It's been a fantastic performance up front.
So he gained a yard to 3rd and 1 at the 11. 4:10 to go in this fourth quarter. Clock winding down. 41-0 Martinsburg leads Stonebridge. Snap to Pena. He drops back the pass. Looks to the far side. It's a fade pass to the backside of the end zone. Is it caught? It is by Nayin R. Gladding. I think that was a one-handed grab, too, over the defender, but a flag thrown. So let's see if it's on Martinsburg. If it is, it's a touchdown. If it's on Stonebridge, obviously, it takes that away.
I think that's a touchdown catch through pass interference or holding, which is really impressive. I'm really surprised there was not a second flag thrown there for taunting at the end, because even from up here, I could clearly see that Gladding was jawing in the face of while standing over. I guess it was buzzed over again that he was being covered by.
So that is a touchdown. 41-6 now is your score. 3:51 to go in the fourth. On to attempt the extra point is McLaughlin. Snap is down, kick is up, and that is good to make it now 41-7. Martinsburg still leads Stonebridge, but Stonebridge will not be shut out tonight. We'll step aside, take a 1-minute break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Mommy, where does flavor come from?
Well, when people love food, they cook it on a Traeger grill. Meat, corn, even pie. And then the Traeger does the rest, which brings everyone to celebrate this beautiful thing that they've created. Because when you share delicious food with your friends, that's the flavor of life.
Shop now and save at Orsini's today.
We welcome you back here to Martinsburg High School. 3 minutes, 51 seconds to go in the fourth quarter. It's now Martinsburg 41, Stonebridge 7 after they were able to finally put that one into the end zone. As due to the penalty on that touchdown as well, Stonebridge to kick off at Martinsburg's 45-yard line.
I guess there was an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty?
I guess so. I never saw the official signal it, but that one goes into the back of the end zone for a touchback to make it 1st and 10 at the 20 for Martinsburg.
Okay, that's a seven play, 48-yard touchdown drive there by Stonebridge. Finally get some points up on the board. 11-yard touchdown in the end. Brandon Pena to his receiver Naeem R. Gladding.
Scoring drive summaries brought to you by Paul Espinosa for State Senate, an effective fiscally conservative voice for the 16th District. Clock at 3:51, finally starting to roll down here at 41-7. It looks like
they're trying to get at the roll. There they go.
Yeah, they're trying. We do know it is the first time for tonight's clock operator.
Well, I guess if it's a 34-point game, is it supposed to be running?
I mean, the start of the drive, I guess you can. But it's Fegan now in at quarterback. The snap to Fegan. He fakes the handoff, keeps it himself on the read option. Goes to the left side. A late flag thrown once Fegan gets tackled. See if maybe it's a face mask or a late hold. That is a gain of only 2 or 3 for Fegan. The clock now at 3:05.
I know it doesn't matter in a 41-7 game here, but I'm still very confused as to why Stonebridge was kicking that ball 15 yards up when there was definitely taunting from the receiver who caught the touchdown for Stonebridge. If someone can clear that up for me, I'll take it, but if anything else, I would have thought there'd be offsetting unsportsmanlike conduct penalties. I don't know.
Snap to Fegan. He hands it off to Williams, and Williams bounces off one tackle on the right side of the line. Has enough for the first down before he's brought down just shy of the 35, make it the 34-yard line with 2 minutes, 15 seconds to go here in the fourth quarter. It's a first down for Martinsburg as the second string out, trying to look at how many guys are out there. Foreman, who's out there, as Coy Fegan leads the offense.
I see Buzz Dover out there.
It's like Wheeler in at wide receiver 2.
See Trey Motes on the offensive line. Probably the entire starting or backup offensive line.
You got Dover, Jameer Washington here on the near side. One more receiver, I think that's Wheeler, not sure. One on the far side. Minute 30 to go. A handoff going up the middle from Fegan into the arms, I believe, of Williams, who's in at running back now again. That'll be a gain of 4 to bring up 2nd and 6.
I see Peyton Kaufman still out there at center, or at least from the looks of it. Or on the offensive line, at least.
Minute 15 to go. It's Martinsburg 41, Stonebridge 7. So these are the final few plays. Just got to get them in and get them out. Wrap things up here at Martinsburg for the second win of the season for your Martinsburg Bulldogs, as Stonebridge will fall to 0-2. Under a minute to go in this fourth quarter. Snap back to Fagan. He's going to hand it off to his running back, and he'll go up the middle now. Jukes past a few tackles. I think he picked up the first down, trying to see who that was. It looks like in on that run was Marcus Shantz to pick up the first down. And trying to match up the play clock and the game clock, and it looks like
they don't need to run another play
ahead. So, yeah, they should not have to run another play, as Dylan just said. So, your Martinsburg Bulldogs pick up the 41-7 win over Stonebridge and improve to 2-0 on the year. Again, Stonebridge falls to 0-2. Great win for Martinsburg here for the home opener. And we'll tell you more about it in our post-game show after this 2-minute break. Again, a 2-minute break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School Football and Talk Radio WRNR TV 10.
Remember when you were a little kid and saw your first deer?
Oh, how cute.
As an adult, maybe you've had a different experience.
Where'd that come from?
Bambi mess up your dream machine? Call Cody's Auto Body today at 304-901-4777 and get the work done right the first time. Cody's Auto Body, 851 Wilston Street in Martinsburg, has a team of auto body professionals with a lifetime of experience putting your ride back together again, regardless of how it got that way. Cody's Auto Body.
I'm Jonathan Bodwell, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare and life insurance agency. We are here to help you navigate the Medicare maze. We represent all of the major carriers, and you do not pay any more to go through us than if you go directly through a carrier. But if you go through us, you have a local professional to help you with all your Medicare needs, not a voice that could be in some other part of the world. Bodwell Insurance Solutions, your local Medicare agency. BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com or 304-283-0864.
The Palace Lounge in Martinsburg is the place to be. Join us every night to relax and enjoy football or basketball games featuring either the Martinsburg Bulldogs, Shepherd University Rams, or West Virginia Mountaineers. We will have steak night every Wednesday, trip nights every Thursday, and now taco and margarita nights every Tuesday. You can find us on Facebook or call 304-267-7520. The Palace Lounge is located at 1350 Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg.
When will I be able to retire? How do I make the most of the money I have? How do I leave a lasting legacy to my loved ones? I'm Philip McCoy, financial advisor with the Mirius Group, a private wealth advisory practice of Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated. Call us today at 304-263-4343 to help you make the most of your financial future. Our office is located at 1270 Winchester Avenue, Martinsburg, West Virginia.
Ameriprise Financial Services Incorporated, member FINRA and SIPC.
We welcome you back to Coburn Field at David M. Walker Stadium as Country Roads by John Denver serenades us tonight as your Martinsburg Bulldogs defeat the Stonebridge Bulldogs 41-7. As we welcome you into the Palace Lounge post-game show brought to you by the Palace Lounge on Edwin Miller Boulevard in Martinsburg with a full lunch and dinner menu, daily specials, and a clean, comfortable atmosphere. Check out the menu on the Palace Lounge Facebook page as the Martinsburg Bulldogs improved to 2-0 on the season with, again, a 41-7 win over Stonebridge.
I mean, really impressive. The defensive line for Martinsburg just laid waste to the Stonebridge offensive line. That was my key to the game beforehand for Stonebridge, was they needed to win in the trenches, and boy, they sure didn't. Because Rashad Reed and Xerxes Yancey, E.J. Hendricks, and Will Bass were just menaces, like they always are. It was really something to watch. And then the running game was really good for Martinsburg. Murphy Clement is the star of the show we think of normally, but he was not the guy, not even close to being the leading rusher today. 160 yards and two rushing touchdowns for Coy Fagan on just 9 carries Also, he had a 78-yarder early in the third quarter. I believe just the second play of the second half.
It looks like Spencer Dupuis has our player of the game as well as Dave Walker. But first, let's send it down to Spencer now with our player of the game.
We're down here with Coy Fagan, player of the game, 175 total yards for you tonight. What were you seeing on the ground?
Hey, I was seeing a lot of space, and I was just getting out there and using my speed like I like to do.
Big win for the team tonight, starting out 2-0 against getting a big win against a Virginia powerhouse team. Obviously, you guys came out and punched them in the mouth from the beginning of the game, and you ever to keep it going throughout the rest of the game. What was your favorite part of tonight's game?
My favorite part is, of course, when we come out and stop them on defense first possession, and then after halftime, when they came out, scored that touchdown, I feel like it sealed the game right there.
Next week, obviously, you're moving on. You got another home game. Obviously, fans came out tonight. Could you hear the crowd roaring for you guys?
Yeah, I heard them. It's nice.
Congrats on the win. Go enjoy it with your team.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you.
We're now bringing in Coach Dave Walker. Coach, we talked at halftime. You guys were leading 20-0, and you guys came out and you just continued to put the pedal down.
That third quarter was huge. I mean, a couple of really big plays there. Coy with the long run and then that punt return, I think, just kind of broke their backs. But they're a really good football team. Maybe they didn't show it as much tonight, but the great program, and our guys played really well, so I'm really proud of them.
When you talk about Coy, he's obviously transitioned into this running back role very well. You know, a guy that last year was, the JV quarterback and, things along those lines. But he came in this year and he's kind of really just, put the pedal to the metal in his role of being running back and then coming in a little bit, running the offense when he needs to.
I mean, Coy's a great athlete. He's a great football player. He's got to, the ball's got to get in his hands somehow, and he's even a better person. And so I'm just so happy for him, and he's a great kid, and the sky's the limit. So we've got some things we can work on and get better. So we'll figure that out.
Starting out 2-0, you got H.D. Woodson coming in next week.
Actually, we have boys Latin.
Boys Latin, my fault. Got a week ahead of there. But you got another out-of-state team coming in. Obviously, it's a win here. You get Tyson Bajent coming out doing the opening coin toss. Obviously, you were here when he had his career at Martinsburg. What was that like, kind of inviting him to do the coin toss?
I'm just so proud of Tyson. He's just a great young man. And he won a lot of ball games for us. But what he has done after he left Martinsburg is really just spectacular. And I'm not surprised by his success at all. I mean, just knowing him. But I just love seeing our guys be successful, and he's definitely a great story.
And kind of how was that? He was hyping up the team. Was he in the locker room beforehand?
No, he was in the coach's office talking, and no, he didn't address the team. We got kind of sidetracked with time, so we didn't have time. But our guys are ready to play, and I think just his presence here probably brought a little more energy to us.
All right, Coach, congrats on the win. Go celebrate and get ready for next week.
All right, thank you.
Back up to you, Colin.
Thank you to Spencer Dupuis for our sideline interviews with Coach Dave Walker, as well as our player of the game, Coy Fagan. Let's step aside, take another 2-minute break here, and then we'll come back, give you the post-game stats as well as tonight's awards. Again, your final score, Martinsburg 41, Stonebridge 7. Again, a 2-minute break. You're tuned into West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
At Dutch Miller Automotive, we've grown quite a bit over the last 60 years, but our core principles remain the same. We believe in treating our customers and our team members like friends and family, and we see it as our obligation to give back to all the communities we are so fortunate to do business in. In just West Virginia alone, we've grown from one location on the west end of Huntington to 10 rooftops employing more than 500 Mountaineers. Check out the inventory from all of our stores at DutchMillerAuto.com. Dutch Miller Automotive Group, West Virginia proud.
At the Berkeley County Health Department, our motto is prevent, promote, protect. Since 1935, our mission has been to provide clinical and environmental services to protect the health of the general public. We're committed to building public health in our community by offering a wide range of services, including blood pressure screening, breast and cervical screening, family planning, counseling, lab testing, and more. We perform health inspections to make sure the restaurants you visit are clean, and we prepare and coordinate plans to respond to all hazards. The Berkeley County Health Department, 122 Waverly Court, Martinsburg.
Nothing goes better with football than chicken. From Pee Wee to the big boys to the wing T formation. A hearty meal of 12 pieces for $12 is just what the boys need to be at their best. Oh my, fumbling, bumbling, stumbling. Rock's 12 pieces of chicken, just $12.
Hello?
We're here again 3 times in the past 2 days.
You're where?
Bechtel Jewelers. Look.
Can Mom hear you?
No, she's in a diamond coma. Get her the pendant, or I will.
Hey, that's my credit card.
What? Can't hear you, Dad. You're breaking up.
It's gonna take more than a crying baby to wake her out of this diamond coma. You're gonna need a mega dose of jewelry from Bechtel Jewelers.
We welcome you back to the final segment of the Palace Lounge post-game show. Again, Martinsburg 41, Stonebridge 7 was your final scores. Martinsburg now 2-0, Stonebridge 0-2. Let's get right into our post-game stats brought to you by Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer on Route 11 south of Inwood, taking care of you like nobody's business. Dylan, take it away.
It's a really, really good day for Martinsburg. An incredible defensive performance, but we'll look at the offensive stats as well. 41 points. Murphy Clement was 8 for 12 with 103 passing yards, added in 15 carries for 28 net rushing yards, 3 rushing touchdowns, and Coy Fagan with 9 carries for 160 yards and 2 rushing touchdowns, added in a couple catches to get himself over 175 total yards on the day. Sherrod Musgrove had himself a punt return touchdown, 1 catch for 46 yards, 2 catches for 40 yards for Buzz Dover.
All right, there you go. That is your post-game stats. Let's now get into tonight's awards, and let's start off with the electrifying play of the game, brought to you by Orsini's Home Store, not just an appliance store any longer. Visit them at 360 Hack Wilson Way in Martinsburg, or go online at Orsinis.com. There's a few of them in my head. I want to hear first what you have in your head.
I'm going to go with the punt return touchdown by Sherrod Musgrove. I think that was one that really put this one away, made it 34-0, and that's just one where they punted the ball to Musgrove on a line, and it was too quick. He outkicked his coverage essentially, where Musgrove had too much space in front of him and used his quickness and speed to get into the end zone for about a 40-yard punt return touchdown.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if it was going to be that or the long touchdown by Fagan, but I'll give that one to you. Again, that is our Orsini's Home Store electrifying play of the game. And now our next one here will be the Cody's Auto Body collision of the game, brought to you by Cody's Auto Body at 851 Wilson Street in Martinsburg. Family-owned, offering superior customer service and great pricing for a job done by experienced certified technicians. Call them at 304-901-4777 or visit their Facebook page. And Dylan, I think I kind of want to give this one to a Stonebridge Bulldog.
I think you have to. Turpin for Miles Turpin for Stonebridge had that big hit early in the game on the Coy Fagan attempted wheel route catch from Murphy Clement, and it was perfect timing. Just blew it up completely. It was the one time really where Stonebridge got the best of Coy Fagan today.
Now let's get into our Good Hands catch of the game, brought to you by Kelly Allstate Insurance Agency. For all of your insurance needs, call Gary Kelly at 304-263-4596 or stop by 724 Lakeview Drive in Martinsburg.
Buzzed over. 41-yard catch from Murphy Clement down to the 1-yard line that set up a quarterback sneak from Murphy for a touchdown. We didn't hear much from Buzz on the offensive side of the ball, but we heard a lot more on the defensive side where he was preventing catches. A couple big plays that could have been made by Gladding on the Stonebridge side. But the one main play, he had one catch aside from that big 41-yard one. It was a loss of 1 on a screen play. But aside from that, his only catch of the day, and it was a big one, 41 yards down to the 1-yard line.
There you go. And lastly, now before we wrap things up, our Bodwell Insurance Solution Player of the Game, brought to you by Bodwell Insurance Solutions, a local professional to help you with all of your Medicare needs. BodwellInsuranceSolutions.com. or call 304-283-0864. Kind of already gave it out, but again, one more time, give the stat line for Corey Fagan, tonight's Bodwell Insurance Solutions player of the game.
Corey Fagan, man, he looked great. 9 carries for 160 yards and 2 touchdowns, being handed the ball from Murphy Clement, added in 3 catches for 16 yards as well.
All right, there you go. That wraps things up here tonight at Martinsburg High School. Your final score again, Martinsburg 41, Stonebridge 7. Before we go, make sure to tune in tomorrow at 11:30 on TV10 and WRNR TV on YouTube, as we will have Shepherd Rams football as the Rams kick off their season against the Southern Connecticut State Owls. Again, TV10, WRNR TV on YouTube. Nick Verzolini and Travis Smith on the call for that one. 11:30 pregame, noon kickoff. Looking forward to seeing how Shepherd does this year, as it's Seth Morgan in at quarterback now, not Tyson Bajent, who will be in attendance, though, at the game.
Big shoes to fill. Go Rams.
So for Nick Verzolini, who you'll hear from here shortly, as well as Darryl Miller, Matt Miller, John Alderton, Spencer Dupuis, and Dylan Bishop, I'm Colin McLaughlin, signing off. Martinsburg 41, Stonebridge 7 is your final score. This has been West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV10.
Heffley Motor Company, just off I-81 at 993 Hedgesville Road, is a family-owned and operated business providing the Eastern Panhandle with the highest quality pre-owned vehicles and customer service since 1997. Heffley is a pre-owned Carfax Advantage dealer. We're proud to be your partner, serving the community. You're local, we're local, so why not buy local? Call us at 304-267-7172 or see us at 993 Hedgesville Road. And if you want to sell your car, we buy cars too. Check us out at Heffley.com. Heffley Motor Company, a nice place to do business.
I pre-planned my funeral to make it easier on my family. They were relieved to know I'll get just what I want.
My family actually thanked me for taking matters into my own hands. Turns out having this awkward conversation wasn't awkward at all.
Pre-planning is my choice. There are certain things about me my family may not know. Now they won't need to guess.
The choices are yours. The peace of mind is theirs. Pre-plan your funeral with Brown Funeral Homes and everything will be taken care of. Find out more online at brownfuneralhomeswv.com. Brown Funeral Homes, here for you.
The 37th Community Wellness Screening Event, sponsored by Rotary of Martinsburg with services provided by WVU Medicine, will be held Saturday, August 26, 6 to 10 a.m. at WVU Medicine Physical Therapy and Rehabilitation on Tavern Road in Martinsburg. Know your numbers. It's easy and convenient. No waiting in line, no doctor's appointment. Discounted screenings offered. Pre-registration required. Deadline to register is August 18th. Sign up today. Call 304-264-1223.
Welcome you into the Extra Point Scoreboard Show. I'm your host, Nick Verzolini, as once again your final score tonight from Martinsburg football, the Bulldogs getting the win over Stonebridge, 41-7. The other scores around the EPAC at halftime, if you were tuned in, we had the score wrong. According to Metro News, it was 13-7 Kaiser, but I believe it was actually 13-7 Hedgesville, as Hedgesville on top 19-7, according to the latest update from that one. Sharando last night wins in triple overtime over Jefferson, 34-28. Spring Mills, no update on that one, but it was 14-0 Cardinals at the half over Albert Gallatin. And then in what is a very close ball game, Musselman Loudoun Valley, Musselman was driving into Viking territory toward the end of the game before an interception thrown by Eli Fleming set up Loudoun Valley, on the Musselman 30-yard line or so. Or I'm sorry, on the Loudoun Valley 30-yard line. So not certain how that one concluded, but It may be headed to overtime now at this point. It was tied at 15 when that interception occurred with just over a minute to go. Some other scores from around the state in AAA, some big games here tonight, and some shocking scores in some of them. Good one between Cabell, Midland, and Spring Valley as usual. Cabell, Midland on top 15-7. Morgantown, Bridgeport. Good game there. Morgantown leading 22-14. Greenbrier East and Woodrow Wilson are playing in a shootout right now. It's 35-26. Woodrow Wilson on top of Greenbrier. Parkersburg South leads University 44-20. And then Huntington steamrolling against South Charleston. This is back-to-back weeks that South Charleston's given up 80+, 86-0 the score in that one. So a very tough outing for South Charleston. And the Highlanders are looking to be contenders again for state championship. We'll see if Martinsburg and them were to meet in the state championship. Should be an exciting game as they have kind of been the two top teams in the state really the last few years. So could be again the case, but we'll run down the rest of AAA. Again, Washington in action tomorrow night against Governor Thomas Johnson out of Maryland. That one is a 1 p.m. kickoff from Washington High School. As it looks like the Musselman-Appleman have taken the lead in overtime 22-15 over Loudoun Valley. So good ball game there. It's in overtime. We'll see how it plays out, see if they can hold on to that lead or if Loudoun Valley can force another overtime. Buchanan Upshur leading Ripley 20-0 in that one. Oak Hill has come back to take the lead over AA Independence 27-26. Great game there between those two teams. Hurricane beating Capital 65-0 was the last score updated there. Princeton leads Bluefield 13-6 in the fourth quarter. Wheeling Park leading Berkshire, Pennsylvania 49-8 heading into the fourth quarter. That was the score. Blazer, Kentucky leads George Washington 28-21. Brook over Indian Creek, a final there 28-7. Union Local in Ohio leading John Marshall in the fourth quarter. Good one there, 32-25. No score update between Parkersburg and Riverside tonight or Nitro and St. Albans. And those are all the AAA scores throughout the state of West Virginia here tonight. Again, on TV 10 and WRNR TV tomorrow, we will have Shepherd University football as the Rams kick off their season at home against Southern Connecticut State. That is a noon kickoff, 11:30 pregame show. Our coverage beginning around 11:10, as we'll have a little Shepherd season preview leading into the pregame. So you can catch all of that around 11:10, I believe it is, and then it will roll into pregame. So again, the Rams taking on Southern Connecticut State tomorrow on TV 10 and WRNR TV on YouTube. We'll have coverage of the Rams all season long, as well as the Martinsburg Bulldogs. Your final score here tonight, Martinsburg getting the win 41-7 over Stonebridge out of Virginia. I'm Nick Verzolini saying so long, everyone. Have a good night. This is West Virginia High School football on Talk Radio WRNR and TV 10.
Mayhem is everywhere.
I'm your new bangs, and you can't stop staring at me. That's it. Just tilt the rearview mirror over here. And while you're checking me out more times than a library book, your car is wandering into that lane over there. More bangs? Neat. And if you've got cut rate insurance, you could be paying for this yourself. So get Allstate.
Call Martinsburg Allstate agent Gary Kelly today at 304-263-4596.
Laura. Hey, Laura. What's with the sunglasses? Ouch!
The word is spreading. Bechtel Jewelers is home to some dangerously brilliant diamonds.
See the difference at Bechtel Jewelers in Inwood. Sunglasses not included.
Nothing goes better with football than chicken. From Pee Wee to the big boys to the wing T formation, a hearty meal of 12 pieces for $12 is just what the boys need to be at their best. Oh my, fumbling, bumbling, stumbling.
Omaha!
Rock's 12 pieces of chicken, just $12.
And that concludes today's postgame show. Be sure to tune in each week throughout the regular and postseason for more West Virginia high school football. Today's game has been brought to you by
Orsini's Home Store, Modern Realty Results, Cody's Auto Body, The Palace Lounge, CMA Honda, Bechtel Jewelers, the Berkeley County Health Department, Skinner Accident and Injury Lawyers, Brown's Funeral Home and Cremations, Hagerstown Ford, the Mansion Ferretti Law Firm, the Mirius Group of Financial Advisors, Bodwell Insurance Solutions, the Heffley Motor Company, W. Harley Miller Systems, Smallwood and Small Insurance, Chris Miller and the Dutch Miller Auto Group, Ollie's VIP Lounge, and the Gary Kelly Allstate Insurance Agency.
For the best in high school, college, and NFL coverage all season long, keep it tuned in to Talk Radio WRNR.